Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Tom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Today is March 31st, 2025. This is episode 219. I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. Last day of March, man. March is always a long one. March is always a super, super long one. But we have reached the end of the month, my friends. Essentially our last episode of March. We got Ghost in the chat. What's good, homie? I hope you're well. I believe we've got that. Delete the first link and then no, you're good. You're good. Technically, I'm not late. Technically, you are absolutely correct. You're right. You're not late. No, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you updated the link, you're good to go, my friend. No worries. But yeah, shit. This is episode 219. I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. What's cracking, my friend? Let's get it. So, let's see here. You guys know the drill. Let's do some weekly recap stuff. We're going to do what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We'll talk some recruiting really quick. We'll do some exclusive stuff really quick. And then our discussion segment will be about the Music Mondays Patreon update. So I'm going to run pretty much everybody through that really quickly. We're going to talk about that for a second. And then we're going to dive into some reactions and reviews. So let's go. All right. So Music Mondays weekly recap. What did you miss over the course of the last week or so at Music Mondays? Let's talk about it. So, per usual, Music Money's basic logo t-shirts are in stock and available right now. We have smalls, mediums, and larges. Stock is running pretty low, but if you'd like to have one shipped within the United States, $20 flat, including shipping. So make sure you send us a DM, send us an email, send us a message, if that's something you're interested in, my friends. So that's always available. Heading into Tuesday, we drop early access Patreon content on our Music Money's Patreon every single Tuesday, following the live show. So again, if you missed the live show, and you want to go watch it back, you want to go download it, you want to go screen record it, you want to highlight it, you want to do anything like that, definitely feel free to go check out our Patreon for all of our early access content and all of our drops early. Let's see here. So that's every single Tuesday. And then heading into Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with all of that good jazz. And so you have an idea of when submissions do open. But again, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. Then following that, we do some Music Mondays audio podcast promo every single Wednesday as well. So again, keep your eyes peeled for that and follow us on socials. So Wednesdays are pretty stacked. Heading into Thursday, we dropped the 2025 Music Monday staff role breakdown, actually, which we did during last week's episode 218. That's a really, really big W. If you missed that segment from last week's show, definitely go check that out. Go show that some love. That's just a quick segment where I break down all the Music Monday staff roles and what all the roles entail, what each Music Monday staff member essentially does for the Music Mondays platform, right? Whether you're a writer, designer, curator, anything like that. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. That is available on the Music Mondays YouTube channel right now. All right, continuing on with Thursday. Let's hear. So following the brand new YouTube upload, the audio version of the previous week's podcast does go live every single Thursday. So again, if you missed episode 218, definitely go check that out. That is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts. That is available right now. And huge shout out to everybody that came through and submitted and showed love to episode 218. Following that, always a pretty stacked Wednesday and Thursday for us. And then we kicked off, or actually no, we finished off Thursday with the Spring 2025 Music Mondays website update. So that is available right now. Definitely go check that out. Go show it some love. I pretty much revamped the site with new graphics, all the patch notes, and everything that I updated. Mostly just general maintenance, updating the contact sheet, updating the contact tab, updating the submissions tab. There's a whole list of stuff that I kind of went through over there on that post, so definitely go check that out. Or better yet, definitely go check out allmusicmondays.com for all of your Music Mondays needs. All of our interviews are over there. The podcast is frequently updated over there. Reviews, articles, all that good jazz. Contact, submission info, our about sections over there. So definitely go check that out and go show the homepage to love, because the Spring 2025 update is available right now. Right. So that was Thursday. Definitely a stack Thursday for sure. And then heading into Friday, we dropped 2 brand new articles on the Music Mondays homepage. Speaking of which, the first one by the homie Con Benny, where they reacted to a track titled Summoning Circle, and they did a really, really good review on that by the homie Ghost. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Huge shout out to Ghost and Con Benny. That's definitely a really good and like well thought out, detailed piece. That's not like a bunch of word soup. You know what I mean? It's actually like really, really well thought out. So I definitely recommend that one, and go show that some love for sure. And like I said, huge shout out to Con Mini. Um, let's see here. So the second piece was from the homie Blank Thoughts, where they broke down 5 movies that you can watch to get inspired creatively, whether you're again a musician, a producer, a designer, or anything like that. Lately, Blank Thought's been diving into the film aspects of creativity and how films kind of help us as musicians or designers or really any type of creator. So that article is available right now. 5 films that you can watch right now to get creatively inspired. So definitely go check that out and go shout out some love and huge shout out to Blank Thought for putting that together. Definitely a W piece though. I like that piece a lot. Let's see here. So that was Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 218 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on our YouTube channel. That does drop every single Saturday. So if you prefer to go check out the Music Mondays podcast on our YouTube channel, that's available every single Saturday per usual. So again, definitely go check that out and go shout out some love. Let's see here. So that was Saturday. Heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 180 is available right now on our SoundCloud. That was curated by me and art by the homie 60. So definitely go check that out. Go show that some love. And huge shout out to everybody that submitted. And like I always say, submissions do open every single Wednesday. So make sure you follow us on socials, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, wherever you're at, we're at. And stay up to date when all of our submissions go live. All right, so that's pretty much everything. I don't think we missed everything. Yeah, so that takes us into today, March 31st, 2025, the last day of March and the last March episode of the Music Mondays podcast. So big W, man. This will be very interesting. So the next time I'll see you guys will be in April, which will be cool. But that's pretty much your weekly recap. Let's talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. All right. So, all right. The Music Mondays Patreon update is finalized, which is excellent. That'll be something that we talk about here tonight as well. I won't be going into like super detail about it, but we're definitely going to break down everything as far as the Music Mondays Patreon update. So that'll be going live this week. I'm really excited about it. That definitely took a while to get together and really flesh out, but that'll be our next major update. And then following that, we have a pretty cool collage lookbook type of post coming out with all the Music Mondays merch and anybody who purchased a shirt or received a shirt. So that'll be really cool. So those 2 big posts are definitely important. And then following that, we're gonna deep dive into our really next big event, because I've been meeting with the staff team on a weekly basis again as well. So when it comes down to our next big event, we're gonna really figure out what we're gonna do as far as that goes. Again, whether that be a new album, Cyberfest 3, or we dive into some more content pieces, right? We start bringing back some YouTube uploads, or we start bringing back some different types of playlists and things like that. But as we close off spring, I mean, because we still have all of April, so those 2 big things as far as the Patreon update and the Music Mondays merch update, that'll definitely happen this month in April. But following that, there's a couple things on the table that we really want to do and accomplish, but outside of that, there's pretty much the same schedule when it comes to your content. So your monthly content will stay the same. All your YouTube uploads, all of your monthly playlists, all of your weekly pieces, right? So when it comes to the podcast, nothing's changing, obviously. When it comes down to all of our playlists and SoundCloud Sunday and things like that, that'll all stay the same. But we definitely have a couple big things coming as far as that goes. So I'm definitely excited for that. But pretty much want to cap off spring pretty strong. But once we get this Patreon update out and once we get this merch update out, just a few more things that we'll be putting out, like recruiting flyers and things like that. So I kind of want to get those back in motion. And then as we head into summer, we'll kind of decide on what our next big event will be when it comes down to that. So that's pretty much all the big things on the plate when it comes down to the Music Mondays roadmap and things like that. But again, make sure you tune into the show. Make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with everything that we are doing, because sometimes stuff does come through fast and we're just like, okay, let's drop it now. Let's do it now. X, Y, or Z, you know what I mean? So make sure you stay up to date with everything that we're doing over there on our socials. So That's pretty much everything major coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks or so. Um, so we spoke about that. Let's talk recruiting. So we actually do have a brand new recruiting flyer going out relatively soon. As soon as these next few updates are kind of finalized and put out to all of you guys, we'll definitely be putting out a new recruiting flyer so we can kind of see if we can fish out a few more staff members for the team and get some more people involved in Music Mondays. So again, we are on the hunt for writers, journalists, designers, curators. You want to do short form content, you want to do long form content, you want to do anything like that, definitely send us a message, send us an email, send me a DM. If you'd like to have any more information, definitely let us know because we'd be happy to have that conversation for you. Or you can go check out the brand new 2025 Music Mondays role guide, where I kind of break down all the Music Mondays staff roles and what each role entails. So, outside of that, again, you will see a brand new recruiting flyer going out, so that'll be definitely in April for sure. As far as when goes, I'm not sure, but definitely in April. So again, keep your eyes peeled for all that good jazz. Outside of recruiting, we are on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. So again, if you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you'd like to have hosted and promoted across the Music Mondays social medias and our SoundCloud for free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We are only interested in unreleased material, so again, feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. You want to go throw it up on distro, you want to go throw it up on YouTube, that's fine, but we're only interested in the SoundCloud version. So again, definitely let us know, send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. Same goes for YouTube. So we are on the hunt for YouTube exclusives. If you have audio, if you have a visual, if you have an AMV, you have a music video, you have anything that you want to have hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel of almost 300 subscribers completely for free and promoted across all of our social media, definitely let us know. Send us a message. And again, send us a DM. Anything like that, and we'll be happy to have that conversation for you. Like I said, we're only interested in unreleased material, so you want to go do whatever else you want with the song, that's fine. But again, we're only interested in unreleased material for both YouTube and SoundCloud. So we're on the hunt for those for sure. Let's see here. So that caps off that. Outside of that, I don't think there's anything super major. We did weekly recap stuff. We did what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We spoke recruiting. We spoke exclusives. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're damn near about good to go, chat. I think we are damn near about good to go. All right, so let's pause our music. Let's have a little discussion segment here before we dive into submissions. So let's pop over to the page that might look familiar to quite a few of you guys. But what we are going to do is go check out the Music Mondays Patreon. So this will be the first that anybody is kind of seeing of the update, because again, obviously, we haven't pushed the update to any of our socials yet. We haven't really formally announced it. But again, I wanted to kind of break the news here on the show and kind of walk you guys through and double up as like a new Music Mondays Patreon guide and really kind of go through everything here on the Music Mondays Patreon. So let's pop over to here. Let's see what we got. So when it comes down to the Music Mondays Patreon, when you join, you will have a welcome note. And that's pretty much been the same for quite a while, but it'll have the intro and kind of what the Music Mondays podcast is for, right? So you'll have your welcome note and all that good jazz. But where the update comes in is we have 3 tiers when it comes down to the Music Mondays Patreon. We have the basic tier, right, which is $5 a month. We have the advanced tier, which is $10 a month. And we have the premium tier, which is $20 per month. So all of these tiers got updated. So if you're a current Music Mondays Patreon, definitely go check these tiers out and be prepared for a little bit more spotlight when it comes to a lot of your rewards and your perks when it comes to being a Music Mondays Patreon, right? So outside of that, we're gonna run through all the tiers and talk about what's kind of new here. So when it comes to the basic tier, obviously this is the highlighted tier when it comes to our Patreon. Now, the point of the Music Mondays Patreon is obviously for general support when it comes to the Music Mondays platform, right? Website costs, social media, whether we have to get graphics made or we have to pay somebody to do something, it'll come from the Music Mondays Patreon, right? So you're essentially supporting the platform. And when it comes down to that, the easiest and most simple way to obviously do that if you don't have any funds or anything like that is to just follow the Patreon, or if you're kind of following us on socials, that's also a great way to support us, right? Because you're never obligated to join the Music Mondays Patreon. We'll never ask you to. We'll never paywall anything. All of the perks when it comes down to the Music Mondays Patreon are completely optional, because our submissions are always free. They always have been free. They always will be free. This is just another way for you to not only get a little bit more out of the Music Mondays platform, but you'll also be able to support Music Mondays in general, right? So it's kind of a double win. But let's talk about the basic tier. So obviously each tier starts off with general support, right? General support kind of meaning you're supporting Music Mondays and you're supporting the platform's future, right? So we can continue to do things the way that we do them. Outside of that, your second perk will be obviously a VIP Patreon role and a Discord and Twitch. So if you have obviously a Twitch account and you're submitting to the Music Mondays podcast and you're watching the show, you'll be able to have a little VIP icon next to your name, as well as in the Music Mondays Discord, just to differentiate that you're actually Music Mondays Patreon, right? That'll be one pretty basic perk that's already been there for quite a while. And then of course, you'll have a monthly social media thank you across all platforms per month. So again, for example, we'll be putting out one for March and April relatively soon, and you pretty much just get tagged and shouted out and things like that. So just a formal public thank you. That's also included in there as well. And then of course you gain access to all the Music Mondays Patreon uploads via Patreon. So early access to articles, playlists, announcements, anything that we kind of get into, you'll find out about it first here on the Music Mondays Patreon. So that's really cool for anybody interested in community events or anything like that. It's a really good way to kind of leak some shit and give you guys a little bit of incentive to kind of get hype about stuff that hasn't been announced yet. So, per usual, outside of that, that's relatively the same. But one of the new perks in the basic tier is your name will be added to the stream ending screen on the Music Mondays podcast. Once that graphic is finished, all the current Music Mondays patrons will be added to the stream ending screen at the end of every single show. So that way you'll be able to be shouted out, and everybody kind of gets a little bit of love when it comes down to being a Music Mondays patron. So again, that'll be added for next week's show. So next week's show, you'll have the ability to kind of see all the Music Mondays patrons who subbed and things like that. So again, just another way to say thank you to all the Music Mondays patrons, and of course, just to give everybody a little bit more of a shout out. And a brand new perk that we also added in the basic tier, one of the last ones, is submission promo via social media each week, Patreon Spotlight. So again, a lot of the Music Mondays Patreon is based around the Music Mondays podcast and the Music Mondays platform, obviously. But when it comes to this, I added this because I felt like this is definitely more bang for your buck when it comes down to the $5 tier. But also, it's definitely a great way to get your submissions a little bit more love. When it comes to the Patreon Spotlight, anybody who is a Music Mondays Patreon, you'll have all of your songs tweeted out for the duration that you pledge to the Music Mondays Patreon. So again, if you submitted a song this week, we'll be tweeting it out if you're a Music Mondays Patreon, just to give you some Patreon Spotlight and show you some love for the tracks that you do submit, right? So Patreon Spotlight, that's a new perk. That's also a new addition to the basic tier. So again, more bang for your buck. And then, of course, the big thing that everybody kind of wants when it comes to the Music Mondays Patreon is the Music Mondays Podcast Fast Pass. So again, for 1 month or for the duration that you're pledged, you'll be able to have all of your Music Mondays submissions played first here on the show. Which, I mean, again, couple advantages when it comes to that. That not only guarantees your submission will be able to be played, but also outside of that, you'll be played at the height of the show, the height of the viewership. And when somebody goes back and watches the VOD, you'll be one of the first submissions that does actually get played. So again, you're just more likely to be seen, and it's kind of an advantage, but also guarantees your submissions played every week. So the basic tier got about 3 new things added. So again, more bang for your buck, and a great way to support Music Mondays, but also you kind of get a little bit more extra muscle when it comes to your submissions. And it makes submitting to the Music Mondays podcast a little bit more worth it, right? Because it's not just like a high and buy stream, and you just never see the VOD again. Because obviously we always post the VODs, right? We always post on YouTube. We've been posting on YouTube for years, and we've been uploading to Spotify for years. But I thought this was also another good way to kind of give some longevity to the submissions, right? And that's kind of the thought process behind each season of the Music Mondays podcast and things like that. If you guys remember me talking about that not too long ago. But yeah, the basic tier, definitely a highly recommended tier if you're ever interested in supporting Music Mondays and kind of getting a little bit more promo for yourself. That's definitely a good way to go about it for sure. So basic tier, shout out to all of our basic tiers. You guys are fucking amazing. Next tier, the advanced tier. Now, this one's one of my favorites because there's a little bit of a difference here when it comes down to the advanced tier. So pretty much everything you get in the basic tier is included, but also in addition to that, you'll have a SoundCloud repost or a playlist ad when it comes down to any of your submissions, right? So if you have a Spotify track that you submit, you'll be added to an exclusive Patreon playlist when that launches. And then, of course, if you submit a SoundCloud track, your SoundCloud track will be reposted each week of course, on our SoundCloud permanently, right? So again, just another way to really show support, but also that guaranteed repost kind of stays on the front of the Music Mondays page for quite a while. So obviously forever. But that's one of the new things added when it comes down to the advanced tier. And of course, like I said, all the tiers have pretty much everything what's in the previous tier. So essentially, if you get the basic tier, you get the basic tier. But if you get the advanced tier, you get everything in the basic tier plus a few more goodies, right? So the advanced tier, definitely a solid way to go, 100%. So that's what's new in the advanced tier. Again, you get everything in the basic plus a few more goodies in the advanced tier. So outside of that, the last but certainly not least is the premium tier. This is the tier for only the most kind of loyal Music Mondays supporters, anybody who really wants to see the platform kind of thrive. The premium tier, has really shown what people are like really interested in when it comes to Music Mondays and things like that. But the premium tier has everything in the advanced tier, has everything in the basic tier, in addition to a complete press kit of our reaction to one of your submissions once per month. So a full segment highlight, a reel, and a social media package. So what we essentially do is we take your submission for the show and we cook you up a full-blown highlight with graphics, which is pretty much just your highlight of the submission from the show. And then we size it down for all of your social medias, right? So we create you a reel, we create you a TikTok, and we kind of give you a small package to kind of promote when it comes down to the Music Mondays podcast, right? Because a lot of people like to submit unreleased or they have new tracks that they like to promote. So that's a really good way to kind of really package your shit and really show it off and show off your submission to the show. So the premium tier is definitely loaded up, but that's like the biggest difference when it comes to the advanced and the premium tier. In the premium tier only, you get the press kit once per month. So again, that'll be your choice of submission, or we'll kind of go through and see what everybody wants to do when it comes down to your certain press kit. But that's pretty much the major one there. And then as we grow as a platform, there'll be a lot of smaller things that we kind of add to each tier, because this definitely won't be the last update that we do, of course, in 2025, because there's obviously like a few more things that I kind of want to integrate, but I don't want to like fully overwhelm people yet, you know what I mean? So I want to keep it at like a decent level where each tier kind of gets the most for their money, but they're not getting a whole lot of like useless shit. You know what I mean? Like the general support's great. The VIP in Discord and Twitch is really a great thing. Early access is great. Early access to Music Mondays merchandise, things like that. That's kind of one of the things that we really wanted to make worth it, right? Because it's one thing to beef it up, but we wanted to beef it up with things that are actually useful, right? So as we go along, we're definitely going to tweak a lot of these things and kind of keep you guys updated if we do, of course. But this will pretty much be the first time you're hearing about the 2025 Music Mondays Patreon update. So again, we'll be breaking this down on our social media later this week, but I figured I'd announce it to you guys first before we kind of went on and talked about that this week. Because again, the Music Mondays Patreon update was something that I was talking about for quite a while. But what I really wanted to do was make sure, again, the ultimate goal was to just make sure that everybody got the most for their money if you did choose to support the Music Mondays Patreon, right? Because you're never obligated. We're never going to ask you to. We definitely don't expect you to. It's definitely just there as an option for anybody who does see the benefit or does want to support Music Mondays or actually wants a little bit more extra promo for some of their submissions and things like that. So again, totally optional. And again, all of our submissions, all of our content is non-paywalled. All of our things are free. We quite literally created this as as another option, because eventually when it came to the Music Mondays podcast, at one point on certain nights, you can get up to like 40 or 50 submissions, you know what I mean? And some people won't be able to actually get their submissions in because we're not going to do like an 8-hour show, right? So this is a way for people that are actually interested in the show to kind of guarantee that their submissions don't only get played, but you can have your submission be kind of supported in different ways. So that's pretty much the point behind it. And then, of course, just general support for the Music Mondays platform helps us kind of keep the website updated when it comes to merch, when maybe we have to commission somebody for something or X, Y, or Z, you know what I mean? So that's really how we keep the platform afloat. And of course, I have my Twitch channel and things like that. So it's all in-house, and everything that we make here at Music Mondays goes directly back into the platform, right? As you can tell. So one of those things where it's definitely appreciated and super, super important, but you're definitely never obligated. You know what I mean? However you see fit to support is always appreciated. But that's pretty much your 2025 Music Mondays Patreon update. If you have any more questions about the Music Mondays Patreon, definitely go check out our Patreon page. And one thing I do want to mention is if you ever subscribe to the Music Mondays Patreon, do not subscribe on the App Store. The App Store will charge you an extra fee. It'll charge you like an extra like $3 fee because they want to cut in. If you ever want to support anybody on Patreon, not just Music Mondays, go subscribe on your PC or even on web browser. You don't even have to be on PC. Go on Safari, go on whatever, and log into Patreon that way. Do not use the App Store because they'll charge you an extra fee, and that money just goes directly to Apple instead of the creator you're trying to support. So again, any future patrons, any current patrons, I think a lot of the current patrons get grandfathered in, so I don't think they get a fee. But any new patrons in the future, whether that be Music Mondays or anybody else, make sure you're subscribing and pledging on the PC or on your web browser, anywhere else. But definitely don't do it through the App Store because Apple is just collecting a fee and making a shit ton of money for nothing. You know what I mean? And you especially for this platform in itself, where it's so creator centered, it's meant to support creators. So it's probably one of the worst things to fucking do. But that's just how it is on the App Store. But yeah, that's pretty much everything when it comes down to the 2025 Music Mondays Patreon update. If you have any more questions or concerns or anything like that, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. Or if you're interested in anything else when it comes down to the Music Mondays Patreon, again, definitely let us know. Go check out the Music Mondays Patreon. Go browse around, go familiarize yourself, and go check it out. Because Patreon's definitely the number one way to support Music Mondays outside of following and tweeting and things like that. So, but again, this will definitely be uploaded on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check out the channel, subscribe. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love. Let's get it. Alrighty, my friends. Well done. Well done. Okay. So, that's that. So, definitely glad to have that out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely glad to have that out for sure. So, again, that'll be dropping on socials this week. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And definitely go check out the post when it goes live, because that'll be awesome. So, you guys know what time it is. Let's get into it. Some reactions and reviews. Let's go. You guys know the drill. Posts are in the same format every single week, and they'll always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on March 31st, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SongPlays, which is here and now. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or data creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So again, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Everything from, obviously, music, instrumentals, music videos, AMVs, edits, YouTube edits, videography, photography, vlogs, merchandise, digital art, you name it. Literally, we've reacted to it. So feel free to drop anything under the Music Monday submission tweet, whether you're an independent or underground creative and you want some spotlight here on the Music Mondays podcast. Outside of that, again, one thing you do need to note is just make sure you're checking the date when you submit to the Music Mondays podcast. Make sure you're not submitting to a show that's already happened. So again, posts are in the same format, but the only thing that does change is the date. Make sure you go check the date and submit for the show that hasn't happened yet. Outside of that, we do have a 4-hour show limit, just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. I mean, one could argue that a 3-hour or 4-hour show is a little bit harder to watch back, but it's definitely a lot better than a 5-6 hour show, which is definitely unbearable to watch back. And that was actually crazy to do back in the day, but not even back in the day. It was only like 2-3 years ago, but still, it was definitely crazy to do back then, I should say. And yeah, it just makes the show a little bit more palatable, and again, makes the ability to do a show every single Monday, because we are one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday, right? So it keeps the show's quality pretty high, you know what I mean? So we're able to kind of do our thing when it comes to that. But again, keep that in mind for our show limits. Outside of that, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Not only does that help spread our message and grow our platform, but you're paying respect to everybody else that does submit to the Music Mondays podcast every single week. You know what I mean? So outside of that, you also gain access to a wonderful community of very, very talented and friendly creators. So kind of a win-win. So like I said, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Outside of that, Patreon subscriber submissions will be played first every single week here on the show, which I just literally just described to you not even 5 minutes ago when we were talking about the Music Mondays Patreon. So again, if you're a patron of any tier, a basic tier, advanced tier, premium tier, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies, which again, like I described, But outside of that, you gain access to the Music Mondays Fetch Pass, which allows you to have all your submissions played first here on the show for the duration that you're pledged. Outside of that, definitely go check out our Patreon and go show all our Music Mondays patrons some love. Okay. So I think that's pretty much all the major jazz. Outside of that, submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts, just so we can get a quick head count and make sure that the order doesn't get messed up while we are live. So again, if somebody submits late and they kind of cut in front of, say TDG here, and then they submitted super late, and now we have to wait on TDG and X, Y, or Z. So we do cut off the submissions when the show goes live. So a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are closed. But you do have about like 6.5 days or so to get your submissions in. So again, if you're willing, or if you're interested in submitting for episode 219 next week, submissions will be live tomorrow, April 1st. No, that is not a joke, because it's April Fool's Day. They are literally live every single Tuesday. So again, if you're watching this live, definitely submit tomorrow, April 1st. If you're watching this anywhere else, submissions are definitely open. So go find the submission tweet and go show that some love. Right. Outside of that, that's pretty much everything major, my friends. Again, if you have any more questions about the Music Mondays podcast or anything like that, definitely send us a message, send us an email or a DM. And of course, we have the 2025 How to Submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our YouTube channel right now, where I kind of break down the Music Mondays podcast, the lore behind it, while we take submissions on Twitter, how the Music Mondays podcast came to be, and things like that. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Outside of that, we're good to go, my friends. So let's see how many Patrons we have tonight. I believe we have quite a few, actually. I won't lie to you. So we have... All right, so TDG up first. And then we got homie Jordan. Then we got the homie Laveries. And then who else? I think that's it, right? I'm going to make sure we're not missing anybody. So we're going to go TDG, we're going to go Jordan, then we're going to go Laveries, and then we'll be good to go. All right. We didn't hear from TDG last week, so I'm kind of curious to see what they've been up to. It's been a little bit, so let's see what we got from the homie TDG. They submitted a track titled Up Up. Up Up, Proud and Informed, mixed by me. Getting high, just stay down. So for those of you that don't know, TDG, a talented hip-hop artist, has been really on track for 2025. Like, they've had a really solid year, to be honest with you. Lots of new singles, lots of good promo, just kind of kicking along, and their progress when it comes down to mixing has been fantastic. So I've definitely grown to really enjoy seeing their process and seeing them grow when it comes down to becoming a better artist, right? But like I said, this week they submitted a track titled Up Up. Let's see what we got. I'm down. 1 day ago, so obviously super new. Proud and Informed, mixed by TDG. Piece is missing. All right, let's get into it. TDG, Up Up. Huh. That was kind of fun. It was one of those, like, very, laid back, like, kind of almost relaxing, but makes you, like, pay attention kind of tracks. It's very interesting. I'd like to go back to their caption here, getting high just to stay down. Yeah, it does really feel like one of those like chill Sunday tracks. You know what I mean? It really does. It definitely feels like one of those like relaxed kind of like kickback tracks. Um, but well done. Let's talk about it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental. Hmm. Hmm. Prod TDG, they really have a good hold on like what they want when it comes down to an instrumental. And I find the more that they produce for themselves, the more unique and the more specific these instrumentals get. But as far as this instrumental goes, I like it. Nothing super super clashy, too overbearing as far as the mix goes. Vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. I mean, what can you say really? I mean, definitely like hits that nice middle ground, not too loud, but not too like low either. You know what I mean? So I enjoy the direction for sure. Definitely as far as the mix goes. So the instrumental mix solid, instrumental shining star. Um, hmm. I almost want to say the melody. I won't lie to you. I almost want to say the melody, but the drums were definitely up there. But the melody was so important though, in the aspect of like setting the mood. It really really set the mood for this track. So let's go melody, but drums are a close second. Drums are definitely a close second. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again really solid. TDG's taken their vocals in such a really interesting direction. Not in terms of like sound or anything like that, but the fact that they are always progressing and kind of like trying new ways to almost improve their style. And you can just hear it in every single song. They're really trying to either work on the delivery or work on the mixing itself. And you know what I mean? Like there's so many different factors that you could kind of improve and work on when it comes down to being an artist, any vocalist, right? And you know, the progression of TDG is just always very very cool to see. But it definitely has that like TDG style mix though. A very TDG flavorful song. Uh, but the mix itself though, nothing I ultimately have a gripe with at all. To be honest with you, nothing super clashy. Nothing too out of place at all. Levels are solid, not too loud, not too low. Like I said, the vocals sit nice. The drums cut through nicely. Everything's kind of copacetic. Not too much I would change here at all, to be honest with you. Especially with like how far TDG has come, I definitely like this direction a lot, for sure. So vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. Um, One thing I really enjoyed about this song was the flow and cadence and delivery. Outside of the mix, I feel like TDG's flow and cadence and delivery has really gone to a next level as well. You know what I mean? They're almost getting more and more comfortable on the track, and you can kind of hear it. So I'm gonna go with flow and cadence and delivery, but you could totally say writing here for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, flow and cadence delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I like these Tumblr style covers that TDG's been doing lately, man. I really like these Tumblr style covers of just like these like almost like scrapbook like type edits. You know what I mean? Like it's very much like scrapbooky kind of like 2012 2010 like Tumblr. And especially for a single, I feel like shit like this is always fun. You know what I mean? Always fun. And it catches the eye too. Um so aesthetics on point. Overall theme, a piece is missing and getting high just to stay down. I mean, it definitely does have that like stoner anthem kind of feel to it, but it does have a lot of TDG skill sets in it, right? When it comes to their writing, their flows and cadence deliveries. I wouldn't look too deep on a theme for this one. This is definitely one that you spit on and just kind of like spark up to, or you do some laundry, or you kind of clean the crib. A very Sunday like track, which I feel like every artist needs in their library. And I feel like TDG did a good job with it. It's good to like scale back and do some chill tracks every once in a while, and then go back and do some like hard hype shit, and then do some more emotional shit. It's always good to switch it up. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow TDG on SoundCloud. They're only 2 followers away from 1K. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 6 followers away from 160. Make sure you show TDG some love on the Bird app. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. Let's fucking go, baby. Alrighty, my friends. Let's see here. So, we left off with the homie TDG. That was our first Patreon of the night. Our second Patreon of the night is the homie Jordan. Now, Jordan's been on a run in 2025, especially in spring. You know, they've been having a lot of crazy collabs. They've been putting out a shit ton of work. Their 2025 has been spectacular. You know, really, really. But Jordan, a multi-genre talented artist, has submitted a track titled Talk, Talk, Talk. Track 1. And Jordan placed a new emoji here. So, definitely got some new Jordan. I'm down. I'm definitely down. All right, let's give it a quick pause. 7 hours ago, so super, super new. Track 1, Talk, 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 Not Now I'm Busy, written and produced by Jordan. Available on Even for One. Available on all platforms eventually. Wait, Even? Wait, what's... hold on. What is Even? I'm curious now. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard this spot, yeah. Yep. Kind of like one of those Bandcamp-esque but more modern. Yeah, I got you. Okay. So, now I'm very interested. Now I'm very, very interested. Okay. Available on all platforms eventually. Cover art by the homie Mike. Huge shout out to Michael, man. Okay, let's get into it. Jordan, talk, let's go. This is some real fucking movie shit.
There's no rush. Good time.
Yeah. Tell me how you feel off the ground and on the roof. Talk, 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 yeah, he's usually aloof. We used to be okay with simply living in a loop. Well, I'm usually okay, just get me a little bit on the moon. I might ask for the sun, because tomorrow feels like it's coming soon. I'm trying really hard to be settled by noon, and I'm on my way down now, so please could you make me some room? I'm soon to hit the ground running, so you might want to move. I'm used to getting back nothing when I give it to you. I'm used to getting mad at something before I think it through. I used to think it's mad funny, now I'm thinking I'm doomed, because it can only end one way if I don't tell them the truth. I'm pretty sure I still ain't got what I deserve, and I feel like that's a good thing, but if not, then I'm concerned, because once I give it all I've got, I still could be unheard. But sometimes it probably looks like that's exactly what I prefer. I could probably write a book like, look, it's actually what occurred, but it might still be that my memories are blurred. What am I meant to be? As I get into the absurd, I should go to sleep. With time I get what I deserve. I've been doing a lot of waiting for things that are really hard to imagine. I'm assuming I've been changing, but when would I know that this happened? I know two things, this feels amazing, or at least I'm feeling more than I have been. Through the process and procedures, took steps which I hadn't put my foot down on. I won't close close my eyes now, cause when I open them, it might all be gone. I know it sounds crazy, my delusion's so dilated lately. As I try to make it home safely, feel my hands getting shaky. During times I need to stay steady. Somebody come get me. I've been trying to go fast, my body won't let me. I just can't go back, just stop me, reset me. I can't go back, they might leave there and forget me. All I know is I can't go back. I can't go back. If you see me gone, don't let me. I can't go back, I can't go back, I can't go back.
Wow. What the fuck?
It's a little late for this, I know, but I think I'd like to be like everyone else I see everywhere I go. Can someone please explain to me what I should grab onto when I'm low? If I fall too long, I'll be in deeper than you go. Then who will I see? Who will I know? I don't wanna see, I don't wanna know. This is taking me back where I can't go. I've been changing the facts so I won't look wrong. I've been building me back, I wasn't so strong. It's killing me that I can't just move on. I don't wanna go back, don't make me return. I'm stuck on my back, I'm trying to turn. I cannot lose, I'm dying to learn. Let the fuse, let it burn. It's a little late for this, I know, but I think I'd like to be like everyone else I see everywhere I go.
Wow. That was crazy. And I didn't even notice, bro. I didn't even notice this is 450. That did not feel like 5 minutes at all. That did not feel like 5 minutes whatsoever. Um, that felt like a dream, man. That one felt like a dream. That one felt like Jordan was speaking from the position of a dream. Um, that song made you like listen up too, you know, like especially like as far as like the intro goes. And I think they did mention this is track one, yeah? Yeah, track one. So this is a crazy first track on a project. If this is the first track I'm hearing on a project, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, you're definitely like absolutely bound to listen to the rest of the project, no doubt. If this is track one, oh my god. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, but there's a lot to break down here, man. There's a lot to break down here. So let's talk about it. Um, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Talk Talk Talk. So, um, all right. Instrumental. First of all, I love it. I love the structure. I love the intro. I love how the intro is like almost half of the song, you know what I mean? But the buildup is almost theatrical. So I'm big on the intro, big on the instrumental itself, though. Um, Instrumental mix really solid. I mean, especially for something of this caliber, you know what I mean? When you have a lot of these things like slowly fading in and fading out and kind of transitioning, and then you add in vocals into the factor. Um, Really solid. I mean, not really a shocker to me. Jordan's been pretty on point for the most part for the majority of all their songs. You know what I mean? I definitely can't even think of one gripe I've ever had in a while. Um, so definitely no gripes on this mix, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here. Um, Jordan definitely has a very consistent mix for sure. So instrumental mix, very solid. Instrumental Shining Star. Um, Man, it's really hard to not say structure. Just because of the way the intro comes in and it's such a big part of the song, and it's just purely an instrumental intro, and then like the very first verse comes in, it's just like go time from there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta say structure. I mean the sample's well utilized too. The drums are really great. I feel like the drums are very underrated. You could definitely you could definitely like look over the drums talking about everything else, but drums are definitely up there. This one's tough, man, but I want to go structure. I really like the structure, especially for almost a 5 minute track. I feel like Jordan like really spaced this out nicely, because I don't normally like look at track lengths or anything like that, but sometimes like when a track drags on, you can kind of tell. You know, this is one of those tracks where you know 5 minutes felt like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's hard to do. Well, I wouldn't say hard, but it's very specific to do. You know what I mean? Like you got to hit that nice sweet spot when you do shit like this. And I feel like Jordan definitely nailed it. for sure. So I'm big on the structure. So for me, structure definitely. Vocals, vocal mix. Again, much like the instrumental, fantastic. Nothing super clashy on these. Nothing too overbearing. I felt like the vocals really sat well on everything, including the sample. Drums were nice, not too loud. Everything was kind of level. Nothing that I would like really change on the vocals, to be honest with you. Again, like I said, much like the instrumental, not really a shocker to me, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here. So, yeah. Let's see here. So, vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. Mm. Mm-mm. Vocal shining star, eh? Yeah. Hmm. I mean, writing's up there. Writing is really what made this very vivid for me and almost dreamlike in a sense. Um, but I do enjoy the flow and cadence and delivery. I feel like that's really up there for me. Um, I feel like you do got to go writing here though. Just dreamlike, poetic, but still very um like Jordan hip hop centered and telling a story, so to speak. Telling a story, but like almost from like a dreamlike perspective. Mm, yeah, let's go writing here. But you could definitely argue flow and cadence and delivery for sure. You could. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Or no, I'm sorry, writing, definitely writing. I mean, see, that's what I mean though. Like flow and cadence delivery is you could really go either way there. But I kind of want to go writing just for the overall mood of it though. You know what I mean? I feel like the mood of it is like what hit me there. So, like I said, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So, aesthetics. This is a cover that I thought was fucking crazy. I spoke a little bit about it, I think last week or the week before, but this is one where it just instantly screams album. But those like self portraits or like just portraits in general always look really sick. But this one has this like almost old school kind of vibe to it a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of has that like ancient textbook, almost like 80s, maybe like 70s kind of era. You know what I mean? And it just has this old like vintage feel to it. But I really like this one a lot, and really always have since I first saw it. Michael goes fucking insane when it comes to this type of shit. But very album worthy though, very album and like project worthy in my opinion. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme, not now I'm busy. I mean that's a pretty good indicator of you know where Jordan's mindset was at when they wrote a song like this. You know what I mean? I wouldn't explicitly say it's more so about like yapping, but it's definitely got a few elements of that like don't bother me kind of vibe, but also like I'm coming for what's mine, but also like from like a different perspective, as I feel like the internal struggle aspects are there too. You know what I mean? Like there's a few things here in this track where I feel like Jordan's coming from like a few different places, so not particularly one I'd like dive in for super hard for a theme, but this is one where if you run it back enough times or you just so happen to listen to it, 3, 4 times in a row or a couple times throughout the week, like eventually you'll kind of come to the realization of where Jordan's coming from. This one definitely gave me a big like dream like kind of vibe. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Jordan finally hit 90 on SoundCloud, so let's go get him to 100, man. They're only 10 away from 100, so let's go get him that 100 milestone. Let's do it. Of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter. They are literally 2 follows away from 400. Get them past 400, so when these bots get fucking deleted, they don't go under 400, man. go show Jordan some fucking love, and go show him some love on Twitter, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching quite literally 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz there. Alrighty, my friends, let's continue on. That was a crazy submission from Jordan, I can't lie. That was fucking crazy. Alright, so we left off with the homie Jordan, and of course, last but not least, is the homie Laveries. Laveries, hot off of Recession Proof, Recession Rap. They've been doing Ear Candy. They've been going crazy with the promo, but Laveri's a very talented hip hop artist, has finally come back with a new submission. And this is going to be, I believe, our first reaction off of Recession Proof, their deluxe version of Recession Rap. So, this week they submitted Laveri's and Ghost 20, the vertical lyric video. Let's see what we got here, man. I'm down. I'm definitely down. All right, so no description, eh? Well, let's see here. Oh, this dropped today, actually. Holy mackerel. Okay. All right. And yeah, here's the official visual for 20. Yeah, so this is one of the newer tracks off of the deluxe version of Recession Rap that we have not reacted to. This will be very, very interesting, my friends. I'm down. I'm definitely down, especially a vertical lyric video. I wonder how this is gonna look. I know Laveri's is definitely gonna be creative with this, for sure. But all right, let's go full screen. Get a quick pause. I'm gonna go 720. That's fine. Full volume. All right, let's start from the top. Laveri's and Ghost 20 official vertical lyric video. Let's go. Holy shit, is that a cake?
I don't want no job, I done seen how I could turn out. I know what my passion is, I gotta make it work out. I don't wanna be 47 with regret shit. I don't wanna be 27 with regrets. I'm rich by 21 and just 2 months I'll be 20. I know I'm the one, they gon' let they think I'm funny. I'm feeling depressed, I ain't getting enough money. I'm a thug out till I'm rich, I've been doing since a youngin'. I ain't felt no struggle, but I ain't really felt success either. I'm well on the way to be the best, and I'm still eager. I'ma keep improving to the day that I stop breathing. They could never beat me, so that's why they wanna beat me. Got a decent job, but it still feel like a dead end. I want this promotion solely for the big check, then I'ma quit this job cause I don't wanna feel trapped. I want big racks off a rap, I ain't never taking naps. I'ma grind till I get to where I wanna be in life. In a crib, 40 acres, getting high with my wife. Fenced in yard to let the dogs roam freely. When I'm doing shows, the only time that you gon' see me. Bitch, I need the front end and the back end. Feeling sicker than a junkie when the wrecks ain't coming in. I ain't popped no 80s in 3 years, but I've been contemplating. I love to argue with my bitch, it keep me stimulated. We gon' pop to 80 pills and fuck all night. She wanna feel euphoria, this dick gon' get her right. The way she giving brain, I swear this bitch is really bright. I'm in that box like Roddy Rich, I swear that shit was really tight. Rich by 21, in just 2 months I'll be 20. I know I'm the one, they gon' let they think I'm funny. I'm feeling depressed, I ain't getting enough money. I'm a thug out till I'm rich, I've been doing since a youngin'. I don't want no job, I done seen how I could turn out. I know what my passion is, I gotta make it work out. I don't wanna be 47 with regret shit. I don't wanna be 27 with regrets. Rich by 21, in just 2 months I'll be 20. I know I'm the one, they gon' let they think I'm funny. I'm feeling depressed, I ain't getting enough money. I'm a thug out till I'm rich, I've been doing since a youngin'.
Bitch.
Recession rap. I miss it. I need it. Their art is just not reflective of the times that we're living in.
Recession Rap.
Bitch, I feel like.
Go, man. Let's go. The two in that one was stressful with the deluxe version. Right. Yeah, for sure. So sometimes it really be like that, bro. Sometimes it really be like that. 100%. I'm happy that's out. Facts. Because now we get to go through it, man. We have so much to go through. So much to fucking go through. We got the homie Pez. Welcome on in, homie. I hope you're well. Let's fucking get it, baby. Happy Monday. So much went wrong. Yeah. Damn. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it be like that, bro. That shit sucks. That shit definitely sucks. All right. let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about. Let's see here. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official vertical lyric video for 20. Because this is something I definitely want to talk about here for a second. I definitely want to talk about here for a second. Actually, while I'm at it, let me switch YouTube channels just because I want to log into the Music Mondays one. All right, so when it comes down to instrumental, obviously prod by the homie Ghost. So instrumental, you know, not only is it super solid, but one thing that's like very interesting to me is Laverius is going down this like alternative alt rap kind of like unique rap style, and it's very interesting, very interesting, you know what I mean? So I like the choice, and I like Laverius and Ghost as a duo in general, though, to be completely honest with you. So, you know, if Laverius kind of keeps in this direction and kind of keeps pushing himself onto this like you know, ceiling to just like keep breaking through, right? And they just keep breaking through new ceilings and kind of like trying new shit. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be really insane. So they're on the right path as far as like improvement goes, right? So, well, let's like instrumental. Instrumental makes very solid. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this, whatsoever. To be real with you. So instrumental mix, like I said, nothing that I, you know, have any gripes with at all, to be honest with you. I mean, we've heard plenty of Ghost solo tracks, instrumentals, prod tracks, you know, so Ghost isn't really a producer that I find has trouble mixing any of their instrumentals whatsoever, you know what I mean, if at all, you know. So the instrumental mix definitely solid. Nothing like super crazy or too clashy or too overbearing. Sound selection was great. Vocals sit nicely in the instrumental. Nothing I would like ultimately change though on this. Definitely not. So instrumental makes solid. Instrumental shining star. It just might be the drums. It just might be the drums, to be honest with you. I mean, melody's definitely up there. I feel like structure you could totally argue as well. But I kind of want to go melody just because it starts off pretty hot, and then like by the end of the track you're like, you almost have this like you're like holy shit kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Especially with the instrumental by itself. So let's go melody, but you could really make a case for the drums there too, though. You definitely could. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. A very like Laverius kind of mix. You know what I mean? Laverius is kind of evolving as an artist, and you know, as you get older and try new shit and you try new styles, and you kind of want to have like a certain vision on a lot of your tracks. I feel like Laverius is headed in the like definite right direction as far as their mix goes. You know what I mean? It definitely like hits like a nice sweet spot for Laverius' voice and like the type of styles that they do. You know what I mean? But as far as like the mix itself goes in terms of quality, again, sound is great, levels are good, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Like I said, the drums cut through nicely for sure. Vocals definitely sit nice, so not any gripes at all here when it comes down to the vocals. Not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, switching up styles. Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. Let's fucking get it, Ghost. His engineer is insane. Yeah, his engineer is definitely really solid. Very crispy. Very crispy for sure. I agree. I totally agree. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. I really like the writing here on this one. You know? The Rich by 21, and then like in 2 months I'm gonna be 20. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like the writing and the meaning of this one a lot. You know, Laverius is like really like holding themselves accountable, you know, and I feel like even like saying it in your music is a good way to hold yourself like not only accountable, but like give yourself like a constant reminder, you know what I mean? And like just to like stay on your fucking grind, you know? So yeah, man, let's go writing. Let's go writing here. You know what I mean? I definitely want to go writing for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk about the official vertical lyric video. So in the age of TikToks and short form content and things like that, I mean, it's easier now more than ever to make a lyric video or a music video or anything like that. But you guys know I always talk about that here on the show, so I don't really want to dive too much into that aspect about it. But what I do want to dive into is the fact that Laverius is like actually going out of their way to do shit like this, and it's really, really a matter of like doing it on like a dog walk. You know what I mean? Like it looks like all this footage is literally like in like 1 to 2 days. Like you could film like something like this in a matter of like a Friday and a Saturday, or even like a Saturday Sunday. You know what I mean? Just go get some nice B-roll footage and get some like real chill clips. And if you wanted to do like the vertical style, great. You want to do the horizontal style, great. You know what I mean? Either style works, but this one's kind of cool for like the short form enjoyers, right? If you're really like enjoying like the short form style of content, something like this where it's like short form but it's still long form content. I mean, what? It's like an almost 3 minute video, right? So like posting something like this on TikTok is gonna do really, really well, or even like IG Reels. Shout out the song IG Reels, but it's gonna be one of those things where people enjoy it, and like kind of going in that direction of certain visuals and media and things like that. I feel like this direction is really, really solid, and you can always do like another music video, or you can kind of like always do like different styles in the future, right? But it's one of those things where something like this is fun, quick, and easy, and it's a great way to promote a new track. You know what I mean? It's a great, great way to promote a new track. That's what I really like about it. You know what I mean? And of course, we know Laverius is definitely not shy or stiff or anything like that on camera, so they do really well when it comes to filming and getting these clips, which I think is fucking great. But I would say shining star here, probably the locations. I feel like the locations were definitely aesthetically pleasing, but the variety was nice, because even at the beginning you had like a couple like B-roll tracks, right? And then shots. I mean, so some B-roll shots here, some B-roll shots here, more B-roll, and then the majority is like the good like dog walk filming, and then you kind of go back over here to like a little bit more B-roll, and then the out now towards the end. You know what I mean? So that's what I really like about this. Simple but effective, and one of those things that like you just kind of throw up, and a great way to promote new audio, right? I mean, ultimately that's really what you want. You want people to go stream the project, right? So this is an excuse to kind of like bring that traffic over to your Spotify or your Apple or wherever you're listening, right? So that's a good thing about these, man. But Laverius like has fun doing content. That's why they come up with like such interesting and like simple ideas that just like are so easily executed, like even like by yourself. You know what I mean? I just think shit like that's like really well done by Laverius, and they've been doing it for a little while now. You know what I mean? Like a little while. So they've been doing pretty well with it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Laverius. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub their YouTube channel. They're approaching 1.1K on the tube. It looks like they had a little bit of a video blow up here. Hey, Laverius came through with a little bit of a wham blammer here. Let's go, man. Laverius already hit that 1K. Good for you. Yep, the new project's up. Let's go. And then Ear Candy went crazy. Yeah, Ear Candy definitely went crazy. Let's go. Good for Laverius, man. Love to see that. Yeah, make sure you go sub to their channel. They're approaching 1.1K on the tube, so make sure you go show them some love there. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter. They're approaching 130 followers over there on the Bird app, so make sure you go show them some love over there. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 channels per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and show some love, baby. Let's get it. Holy mackerel. Alrighty, my friends. Let's hear. So, that does conclude all the Music Mondays Patreons for tonight. So, huge shout out to the homie TDG. Huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Huge shout out to the homie Laverius and everybody else who's subbed over there on the Music Mondays Patreon. Big shout out to Mark, Ryuki, Kruger, anybody who's even following the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are awesome. If you want any more information on that, patreon.com/music_Mondays. The link will be in the description. Definitely go check that out. And go show some love to Patreon, man. IG Reel is such an underrated song. Yeah. Working on a Big Fan is completely different than be like, what the fuck, you went for the research rap to this? Right. Locations was sick. Yep, I agree. Gonna be uploading TikTok for a bit as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he totally hit that 1K like just recently too. Just recently. Good for him, man. Fucking goes right. Completely. Completely agree. Alrighty. Let's see here, my friends. So, we finished off with all the patrons. We're gonna start from the top to bottom for the rest of our community submissions. So up next we got the homie Lucha Libro. For once, they did not submit MK Ultra. We reacted to MK Ultra, I think, during like episode 216, I believe, and they must have just missed it because um they were just resubmitting it. But this week we got a new track from the homie Lucha Libro, so now we actually get to go through it. I'm definitely down. And Lucha Libro, a very very unique alternative artist, has submitted a very interesting track. Wait, is this new? We have new Lucha Libro incoming? I think we do. I think we got some new Lucha Libro. Oh shit. All right, so like I said, Lucha Libro, a very very interesting and talented alternative artist, has submitted. Let's see here. We got a visual. What? 9 days ago. 9 days ago. Okay, we got another visual. I'm so down. I'm so down. Remember the last visual that Lucha Libro submitted was fucking crazy. All right. Well, let's see. What we got it. So Lucha Libro submitted La La La. I'm down. La La La. Official visual. Lucha Libro. Let's go.
The masked and last Mediterranean cowboy, Lucha Libro, fell victim to the canine magnetism that runs the cosmos, and he is just simply pulled off the page and into the dog realm, a higher form of existence, and takes his final enlightened form, a scruffy little Westie schnauzer they call. Toto, Dog Behavior Explained, is a guide to help us through this next walk of dog existence. Viva la lucha. Quema el libro. Pa que más.
Holy shit. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Not what I was expecting at all. I mean, I was expecting a visual, but man, this one's, you know, Lucha Libre has such a unique style, right? But this one has like a nice, crispy, like fast pace to it that I think really kind of differentiates from the rest of their discography. You know, this one definitely has a crispier quality to it. You know, I feel like whatever they did for this one was really, really crazy. You know what I mean? Really, really crazy. Um, as far as like a difference goes, you know. All right, let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the visualizer here. Actually, so let's talk instrumental. This is one of the best instrumentals I've heard from Lucha Libro on the show. 100%. It's not even close. This is definitely one of my personal favorite things to see is like an artist kind of like like upgrade their sound like tenfold. You know what I mean? And this is definitely one of those tracks for me where Lucha Libro just went above and beyond to like whether they started working with a new engineer or they just decided to do shit in a different way or X, Y, or Z, or maybe they just hit a good mix or whatever the case is. It's like a significant jump in quality, and I like that. I like that a lot. Good for you. So instrumental mix. Very solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Even the bass guitar is great. The melodies are great. But the drums were solid. The sound selection was awesome. Nothing super, super clashy at all, like I said. Um, yeah, definitely right where it needs to be as far as the mix goes, for sure. So nothing super, super out of the way here or out of the ordinary or anything that I think I had a gripe with whatsoever. So instrumental mix, definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star, hmm, hmm. Instrumental Shining Star. Mm, probably the melodies. I feel like the melodies really carried here. I like the drums a lot. The structure is good, but probably the melodies, to be honest with you. Melody is the first thing that comes to mind. So, instrumental, very solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Um, Again, probably one of the best vocal mixes I've heard from Lucha Libre. You know, whatever they did in this song, compared to their last few other tracks is just such a great improvement and like an awesome step in the right direction. You know what I mean? So I just love to see it, you know? But it has that grungy kind of like almost haunting, like low key kind of vibe, but it's also very like muddy as well, but not too muddy. Um, Definitely hits the spot as far as like that fast paced grunge that they're kind of going for, right? Or even just like post punk or kind of getting that like real interesting kind of vibe to them, you know? Because it's totally a mix of a few genres, no doubt. But I think they do a good job when it comes down to the mix about it, and like you know, like achieving the sound that they really want to achieve when it comes to this style. So this definitely step in the right direction for sure. So vocal mix definitely up there. Vocal shining star. Um, Probably the flow and cadence and delivery. Again, the delivery is like significantly improved. Just even over the course of like one or two tracks, I feel like they've significantly improved every aspect of their music. So it's very, very crazy to see. So that's why I always assume that certain shit's just creative liberty. Sometimes artists just want to make different shit. You know what I mean? And if they really wanted to like go hard with a certain track, they can actually clean it up. So definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies, vocals, flow and cadence delivery. Let's talk about the visualizer here. So I didn't know if I was expecting a music video or another visual, or I'm not sure, right? I don't know what I was gonna expect, but I was very pleasantly surprised when it was like a highly edited visualizer. You know what I mean? You have like the cover and it's doing the kind of flashy graphics and whatnot. Great. And then the intro before that is insane. But following the flashy graphics, you have more like switches, So it's a very like chill, kind of lighter montage, It's not exactly a visual, but it's not exactly a music video either, obviously. You know what I mean? So something like this is super, super fun to do and really well done. It's quick, it's easy, and it kind of like makes listening to the track a little bit more attractive, right? Especially if you're one of those people who listens on like YouTube and like on your TV or on your like I don't know, like you could be listening anywhere, right? But this is one of those visuals that kind of like it takes a song the extra mile is what I will say. It definitely takes a song the extra mile for sure. So doing shit like this is always a solid 100%. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Lucha Libro. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel. They're only one sub away from 30, so make sure you go show them some love over there on the tube, man. Of course, make sure you go follow Lucha Libro on Twitter. They are only 7 followers away from 150, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every art's featured in today's episode, and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, so we upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. So make sure you guys show the channel and these artists some love, baby. Get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. Alrighty, my friends. Let's see here. So, we left off with the homie Lucha Libro. Glad to have you back on the show, my friend. Let's get it. That was an insane visual. Up next, we have a very talented multi-genre producer known as Pez. And they submitted a track titled I Know off of their recent project, Protected Peasants V1.5. Now, a lot of their submissions have been fucking crazy as of recently, so I'm definitely down to see what Pez has been up to and get back into the rest of their recent drops. Let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. So, Protected Peasants V1.5. Now, we did Stand for Something. We did Beat Hazard. Now we're going to do I Know, which is track 4. Very interesting. Okay. So I'm down because we've been bouncing around on this project for quite some time here. So we did Beat Hazard, like I said. We did Stand for Some. But now we're doing track 4. Okay. Well, let's try to like put this in perspective here. Let's see what we got. I'm down. This guy's terrible. Whoever this guy is. Shout out to homie Pez in the chat, man. Let's see. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Protected Peasants, Pez. I Know. Let's go.
Sweetheart, what are you talking about? Where are we going to live?
How long it been since we seen each other? Nah, it's been a little longer than that, I think. You said you got a little feeling we linked, and you loved to go and buy me a drink, I don't know if I can do this again, honestly, a bit too overcomplicated for me, The chain will snap with another clink, so wipe the slate blank and polish it till we something like clean,
Holy shit.
lines in the areas blurry between. No rhyming thick though, I hope that you know what I mean. I'm just confused, so when we meet up it's cool, but then you distance yourself and I'm thinking, what did I do? And now you gone for some months and it's expected. I knew I won't contest it, a fool will feel oppressed and abused, but not me though. This feel like the pre-show of a new blockbuster Oscar bait nominee though. Your friends been betting on this casino, and the poker face a little bit weak now. But every time that I fall, I know the game gon' keep going, cause in some months you'll say you've been wanting to see me. So now I'm back, Groundhog Days in effect. I think you robbing my time, I gotta put it in check. You talking about it so fine, when I pass in the sex shit, I'm reckless. I think it's time to get us a rest, but
Result is no restart. Result.
on the aside until I'm defrosted. However, you should be reminded that you were costed. In the first place, we going about this shit in the worst way. The cost of your presence was apparent on my birthday. I'm always thinking about you, that's the words that I heard say. Again and again and get a little alerted. The cloak can confide in the spring will slowly subside, but I wait another season and hope I'll know when it's time. And I mean, while your words reverberate in my mind, and your free form reflects till it shines, starts to realign. As the grass grows a little too high, weeds arise, and the snakes seem to always arrive. Can't abide by no lies, but they give peace of mind. Lemons and limes, yeah, I bite through and swallow the rhymes. I'll survive if I fall through the cracks in the pines. Turning back, yeah, I rose one and bit through the stacks. Turn to black, turn to black.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Wow.
The 45 caliber bullet because they're using some of the 22. Yeah, man, you know this is some real shit because this is a crackhead back in the day. I shot the nigga 9 times with a Tech 9 and you kept running down the alley. Rap snitches, telling all their business. Let's sit in the court.
Bro, what the fuck? That felt like an insane journey for some reason. That was fucked. That was really fucked. So many different styles blended into one, but it sounded very consistent. Wow. That felt crazy. That definitely felt crazy. That was a trip. I like that a lot. Let's talk about it and break it down. Let's get into some detail here. So, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of I Know. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix. Very solid, to be honest with you. Even with the vocals, very solid. Very solid. But I think the thing here that was most notable was the transitions, right? Like a lot of the beat switch ups are just fucking nuts. And they're so well orchestrated and the way that they're just kind of finely tuned is insane. Yeah, let's talk mix though. Again, nothing clashing to overbearing. Vocals sat nice, drums cut through nicely, sound selection was awesome. Again, the structure was great, the transitions were nice. Yeah, really a solid instrumental mix, to be honest with you. I mean, Ez and Crew have always really had a really solid instrumental mix, so I'm not really shocked, but something you always want to point out there for sure. So instrumental mix, very solid. 5 out of 5. So normally we wouldn't really do like a rating system here, right? Like we've never done like a rating system on the show. We just like to like break down tracks and kind of give our thoughts on like the best parts of each, right? But if I had to rate it, it would probably be it would be a close 5. It would definitely be close to a 5. It'd have to be like a 4.5 out of 5 maybe, or like 4.7 or something like that. Like it's almost there, you know what I mean? It might as well be a 5 type shit. But yeah, so instrumental mix, very solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the structure, right? I feel like structure is kind of like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Structure's definitely got to be a no-brainer. I love the sound selection. Drums are solid. But the way everything kind of leans into each other and transfers over, structure for me. Definitely structure for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. A very grimy, almost somewhat muddy kind of vocal mix here, but it matches with the song. I wouldn't say it hinders the track whatsoever. So I'm definitely a fan of this vocal mix for sure. For like what this track is and like what the style is, I definitely feel like this vocal mix like hit the nail on the head for sure. So vocals here, solid for where they're at, 100%. 100%. And then outside of that, I wouldn't say there's like too many gripes with the vocal mix at all, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, nothing super crazy here. But it definitely fits the build of like what the instrumental is, for sure. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. You know, I do like the writing, but I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery here really shined for some reason. You know what I mean? Like it really shined. You know, you could say writing. You know, I could see an argument for writing, but flow and cadence and delivery here is definitely key for sure. Definitely key, 100%. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure, vocal solid, flowed, cadence, delivery, a stock theme. So, aesthetics. Now, we've already reacted to a little bit of this cover before when we reacted to earlier tracks, right? But this is one, again, where I feel like the centerpiece is obviously this golden angel figure, but also one of the types of covers that the more you look at it, the more detail you kind of see. You know what I mean? You're kind of like, holy shit, you know, and you really, really dive into it. So it's one of the ones where album worthy, absolutely. But I think the quality of the concept for Protect the Peasants is very much on point. You know what I mean? A lot of their art definitely is very much on point. You know what I mean? Like, you could literally see the last like 4, 5, 6 releases here are very similar, but also very different at the same time. So their aesthetics are definitely keeping up like a certain element of consistency, but they're all kind of straying away from each other as well. So I feel like they always do a good job with that, 100%. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, I know this is definitely one where, you know, maybe if we had like a longer verse or like a couple more verses, maybe you might be able to like dissect a theme out of it. But for the most part, it's a good mix of like almost like controlled chaos. You know what I mean? It takes you on a journey, but you kind of don't know where it's going to go next. And I wouldn't say that it's reckless or anything like that. I feel like it really hit the nail on the head as far as like bringing the listener on a journey, but also kind of stopping by and showing off a couple more elements of what everybody on this track can do, right? Whether it's vocals, pushing up the instrumental. I feel like there's a lot to offer in this one track, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of get the whole package here. Especially if you're into production, you're kind of into the more harder shit, you're into the more hip-hop shit, you're into, you know, it really has almost a seat for everybody here. And that's what I think is very unique about this track, because you don't see solo songs doing that. You'll see albums do that kind of like has something on it for everybody. But to have a song do that and cram it into like 3+ minutes is very, very skillful. Like that's very, very impressive. You know what I mean? So well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to the homie Pez. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow the homie Pez on Twitter. They are only 5 followers away from 270. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channels some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. I know it's asking a lot, but can you listen to the intro pretty please? It's only 1:37. If we have some time towards the end of the show, we definitely will. We definitely will, for sure. For sure. If not, just make sure you submit it for next week's show, and we'll definitely dive in. 100%. 100%. Okay. Bam. We left off with the homie Pez. Huge shout out to Pez per usual. Up next, we have the homie Sin, aka Survival in Negativity, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, has submitted a track titled State of the Union. Another collab with the homie Mel for his latest project, If I Sit Down. State of the Union featuring Sin. So, if I remember correctly, the last collab between these two is fucking insane. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited for this one, to be honest with you. Like I said, Sin, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, has submitted another collab with the homie Mel. The song feels like an adventure. I love it. Fire emojis. So, okay, so we got some love in there. Some of my newer music that's unreleased is crazy. I have like 17 songs on this next album that's past 4 minutes each. That's fucking sick, though. That's fucking sick. Good for you. Good for you. This motherfucking Pez is stacked. I like that. That's fire, bro. Excellent. Fucking excellent. But yeah, huge shout out to homie Pez, man. But this will be a very interesting collab because, like I said, Mel and Sin have collaborated before, and we have reacted to it here on the show. But I remember it being very, very solid. So like, I'm kind of curious on how they attack like another track here. So let's get into it. The homie Sin and Mel, State of the Union. Let's go. I agree, I agree, Amuka. I agree. And welcome on in. Happy Monday. Let's get it, baby. Kind of an expected instrumental.
Saw the aftermath of passion picked apart by the second. I saw the crash of once fantastic talent packed to forget it. Empire of desire now reduced into sediment by the hand of Father Time, aligned to say it's for betterment. But you know that's fake as fuck. Rewind, remember what was said back in December when semesters paused for time you could spend putting pen to paper, swearing that you never would quit. It's essential to my living. Breathe it in now again. You revisit the innocuous timeline of events, cause only putting blame on one is disingenuous at best. It's a slow burn, see it repeat by the minute. Steep decline, deny causality, to live in the ignorance of a chance. This isn't it, cause you got so much to give without a plan or thought to send in to rebuild the intent. You sit right where you been since a lit spark quit flickering, since dim, but can't move cause you don't wanna miss it. Take a second to breathe, losing leverage, losing steam with every moment I'm seeing. Due to routine, what you're used to, what's required to be, functioning afloat and still alive, but the dream put on hold. It's relegated to the what-ifs and could-have-beens, growing sensitive dimensions of the path you were traveling. Get the question, think of honesty, twisted to obscurity. How many times you laughed it off, a break you'll say you'll probably be back onto your feet, just like you said in May. It's January, 2-4 stepping from clocking into the obituary. 2 for a lesson, but never learn when it's transitionary. Short term, long term, what's the difference when you're stationary? Best days of your life in a small town store, working wages that you settle for by nothing, going towards a better future. Check to check, hard to invest when you're in debt. Set goals met halfway and forget. Pick apart the problem, hit the core of the pattern. This isn't you, stick to calling out of character habits. But when the soul gets battered, torn and tattered on the regular, it's lockdown mode. Reserving power for survival and not much else, especially not wealth, definitely not health. Compromise and sacrifice above the thought of being well, because stability a privilege that is not often afforded.
Jesus, bro is going in.
No one can do it for you. All they'll say is there he goes again, a shame about what happened. Such a talent, the potential in him weighed upon him massive, and he cracked under the pressure of a life of chasing passion, right in circles, feeling stagnant. Teenage you would be so mad at, giving up on what you laid out to enact. Retract to the back, hollow body silhouette, a shape familiar, but details tend to lessen. What do I look like? I forget. What do I look like? You forgot.
What the fuck? Holy shit. Definitely.
I travel back in time, rewind, I'm spinning memories like a hurricane. Addicted to reactions gathered up, injected in my veins. Nostalgia is a drug I'm taking every day in place of pain. Numb a sort of comfort, leave me staring not straight into space. Walking filthy streets, concrete steps aggravate my achy legs, but I can't go home yet. Cause I don't make it real, can't take it any longer than I already have. I'm growing near to going under, burst asunder to a bunch of little pieces fractured off, each representing certain periods of time. I felt aloft above myself, devoid of help. How many nights I slept with dreams of peace or some stability. Creative freedom equally with safety, but it seems to be I want it both ways. Drugstore trips with no thoughts when I pay. Come home hit, pen to paper, drift away without a thought about rent or tempt to pick up a shift the next day. That's just how it is. Ain't no changing it. That's just how it is. No changing it. Yeah. That's just how it is. It ain't no changing it. It's been hard to find a way to find my way again. I'll get it all together. Ain't no
Yo. Lately I can feel my voice leaving me, figurative and literal. When I record to a beat, I can hear my projection is lacking, voice cracking, passion is absent one day and back the next like nothing ever happened. Ever nagging at the craftsmanship, saying get back at it like I left it on purpose through the depressive attacks again. It's back again with the vengeance and we battling like neither of us had a win. I guess in retrospect sometimes I think maybe it's just a punishment for not using my gift. Hardly ever saw it as one, just a form of amusement I picked up out of curiosity. Lo and behold, it got to me. Enough to think it had a spot for me. Somewhere in history's high elite documents from writers of a righteous doctrine. The listeners could critique and probably agree. Part of my idolatry. Maybe I was propping myself up to be loved, or maybe I love this music entirely too much. Not like it too much for me, but provide relief when the anxiety of survival creeps in my mind again. Find a pen and write like I got a sign from within, without withholding that I'm without due to the environment I'm within. Wait, there I go neglecting blessings. My son is healthy and my family is on the lesser end of stress. Not being able to make music full time is not ideal, but it's a feeling some have never got to feel.
Yep. What an interesting track. That was very interesting. I saw 6 minutes and I was like, I don't know how it's about to go. Like, I was like, oh shit. Wow. Yeah, man. That's a pretty underrated duo there, to be honest with you. That's a pretty underrated duo. I won't lie. I mean, a couple things to say about this though, for sure. Let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about the vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track, State of the Union. And yeah, I agree. The flow is crazy. Flow is absolutely crazy. So instrumental, prod by the homie Just Dan. The definition of lo-fi hip hop, man. Like truly the definition of lo-fi hip hop. Very chill, very relaxing, very peaceful, but also very like mysterious as well. You know, you could definitely consider this a little bit more eerie, you know, especially with like the slow guitar and shit like that. It definitely like teeters on the edge of a little bit haunting, if you will. You know what I mean? So, but I like the choice nonetheless for both of these two. I feel like they both sound really great on it. So, no gripes with the instrumental choice. Instrumental Shining Star though. Or no, instrumental mix, I'm sorry. But again though, instrumental mix, fantastic. Nothing super crazy, nothing super clashy to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this. Sound selection particularly is really solid, especially for lo-fi hip hop. Vocals sound good, drums cut through nicely. Yeah, no real gripes on this when it comes to the instrumental mix. Definitely not. Instrumental Shining Star though, I don't want to say drums because they kept up the pace pretty well, but the melody is very like, again, sets the tone. A little bit of emotion, a little bit of eeriness, a little bit of creepiness too, you know. But ultimately slow and relaxing, right? So, melody solid. So instrumental on point. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Vocal mix for both of them actually really solid. Nothing that I ultimately have a gripe with either there. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. I think they both sit nice on the instrumental. And they just sound good as a duo in general, right? So, not too much post-processing needed here, especially like for their styles and like what they really wanted to do on something like this. So I definitely have no gripes with the vocal mix at all. Level solid. They sound good as a duo. They transition good as a duo. So no gripes there at all. So instrumental solid. Shining Star definitely the melody. Vocal solid. Let's talk vocal Shining Star. I mean, it's got to be writing, no? Right? I mean, flow and cadence and delivery is up there too, but writing I feel like was just a journey. You know what I mean? We could definitely go writing, but I could kind of argue flow and cadence and delivery too, though. I think writing across the board for both of them was like really solid. Yeah, let's go writing. Go writing. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Now, this is definitely one of those really simple covers that really tells a big story. You know what I mean? A big story. So, I reacted to this not too long ago. I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but definitely project worthy, and definitely has that like old school, almost like early 2000s kind of vibe to it. You know, simple but very effective, especially with like the grainy filter on it, and it kind of has that like photo album kind of feel. Then again, you're just kind of like drawn kicking it on the couch with the cat. Like I feel like shit like that is very solid for a project. I mean, it could easily go with a single as well. But for a project, I feel like this like hits home. You know what I mean? It definitely hits home for sure. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, State of the Union. A very interesting theme here. I wouldn't say there's like one concrete clear theme here, but what I did notice is like for a track titled State of the Union, it definitely felt like two artists addressing where they at in life in general, right? I feel like they're just addressing where they're at in general, how they feel mentally, how they feel physically, where they're at in their careers, where they're at in their lives, and where they kind of see themselves going, you know what I mean? So it did kind of somewhat feel like addressing, you know what I mean? Addressing themselves, addressing the listener, addressing everything in general, to be honest with you. So it really did kind of feel like a almost State of the Union like song in terms of like an artist kind of getting some shit off their chest, but also kind of just like reflecting on where they're at currently in life, you know? I feel like we both got that out of Mel and Sin here, for sure. So definitely one where you got to kick back and kind of appreciate the lyricism for this one, for sure. 100%. So huge shout out to Sin. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Mel on SoundCloud. They're only 4 follows away from 800. And of course, make sure you go follow Sin on Twitter. They are only 4 followers away from 470. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Full Music Mondays episodes, exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, you guys know the drill. We are quite literally about halfway through the show, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions. Make sure you guys get up, go take a smoke break, go take a chill break. If you got to go walk the dog, maybe you're going to go get a snack, maybe you're going to go to the bathroom, go do whatever you got to do, because when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions, my friends, so don't go anywhere. In Music Mondays episode 219 will return. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 219. Hope you had a good break. Hope you're chilling, but we got some more reactions to dive back into here, my friends. So let's get into it. We left off with the homie Sin. Up next is the homie Ghost, a very talented multi-genre producer, has submitted an unreleased instrumental and actually switched the link. So we're going to pop open this Dropbox link real quick here in a new tab, and let's see what we got from the homie Ghost this week on podcast. I am absolutely dibbity down. Right. So, let's see here. Like I said, the homie Ghost has had a really solid 2025, especially working with LeBerries, multiple other like very, very talented artists. So let's see, we got some more unreleased Ghost. Let's get it.
He's so fucking crazy that it must be Ghost produced.
Bitch. I'm back. He is back. Let's get it, baby. Apple's crazy. This one's crazy, man, because it takes you on such a journey, right? It takes you on such a journey, and it's one of those instrumentals that, like, if you release it on its own, it has so much emotion and so much power, right? Like, this is what I'm talking about when producers, like, can actually tell their own story without even needing vocals. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those instrumentals that really tells a story without even saying a word. You know what I mean? Really tells a story. And this is why, having solo instrumental projects and, having a solo career outside of working with artists as a producer is super important, right? Because you can still send your message out there. And this is definitely one of those tracks that, like, has a message for sure. It definitely brings the emotion out of you, right? And then especially as an artist to like hear something like this, you could probably tell a pretty crazy story if you wanted to put some vocals on it. You know what I mean? So um well done. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about two things because obviously no vocals. We're gonna talk about the instrumental and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental mix. Definitely a W mix, to be honest with you. Nothing out of the ordinary at all. To be honest with you, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this one. To be completely real with you, sound selection was great. Drums were great. Sample was very well utilized. Yeah, there aren't really any beats that comes to mind that Ghost really has like a weird mix on. You know, they definitely have a really consistent mix when it comes down to any genre they kind of dive into. So I definitely enjoy this mix a lot for sure. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. It might be the sample, man. It might be the sample. I mean, the melody's up there too, though. The melody definitely has a lot of emotion. But I kind of almost want to say sample, to be real with you. Just because it's so well utilized and you know it's used sparingly, but also it's like still constant. It's very interesting, very very interesting. So I'm gonna go with sample, but you could definitely argue the melody for sure. Drums were very unique as well, though. So instrumental solid. Definitely the sample for sure. Let's talk theme. So, obviously unreleased, so no official cover art or anything like that. But like I said, this one definitely brings the emotion out. You know, like even as a producer or somebody who enjoys instrumentals or anything like that, I feel like you're definitely gonna bring the emotion out of yourself through a track like this. You know, just everything between the sample, the drum selection, it definitely has that emotional pillar to it for sure. So I feel like Ghost is definitely tapping into a little bit more of that softer side, 100%. And then even if an artist kind of wanted to write to this, I feel like something like this could be fucking insane, like really really fucking insane. So again, Ghost kind of proving their range, and this is definitely one of the more unique ones that we've had over the last couple of weeks as well. So well done, my friends. Well fucking done. With that said, huge shout out to Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission. Much love. Make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter, by the way. They are only 9 followers away from 530. Make sure you go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. We'll podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it. A looking ass track to pop back into. No, literally, I agree on Wuka. What commercial break into a fucking banger. I agree. Kind of left the basic for an artist and gonna add to it, right? Yeah. Won't add too much to it, like piano, something else to the drums, right? Yeah, for sure. Because how it is now is great, you know, but I could totally see you adding a little bit more onto it, you know. Depends, you know, totally depends, but I see the vision. I definitely see the vision. Well done, my friend. Definitely well done. Up next would be the homie TDG, but we already reacted to TDG earlier in the show because they are a Music Mondays patron. So huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for your submission, my friend. Definitely go check out their submission earlier in the show. Thank you. You're very welcome, Ghost. Thank you for your submission, my friend. Let's fucking go. So after TDG, we have the homie Collapse Boy. Now, Collapse Boy, a very talented alternative sad rap artist, has come through with a track titled Pedophile, which is an insane fucking track title. I don't have a release this week, but I wanted you to listen to this song. It's a little bit different style for me. The name is a little bit insane. Yeah, no, it's definitely insane for sure. So we got a track titled Pedophile by the homie Collapse Boy. Let's see what we got here. You could go in any direction with a fucking track title like this, man. Who knows what this is about to be about? What the fuck? This is about to be insane. Okay, let's dive into it. Collapse Boy, Pedophile, let's go. Insane name, for sure. For sure.
You bitches got me like a ninja okay. Motherfuckers stacking like they're Eminem. I can't eat you like you fucking Eminem. What a shame that day you fucking king. What a shame people like you don't have a fan. You're so little I can't even see your name. You're so little I can't even be inflamed. Just a pussy trying to be a fucking man. Little kid been talking shit for a while. Bitch, you don't know for you, I'm a pedophile. Bitch, my songs already also fucking fire. Just imagine what I'll be after a while. Bunch of pussies talking shit, you can see the mirror saying that they fucking care, but you haven't seen a clip. Saying that they fucking kind, but they hate it, made them blind. But the money made them blind, now they do not fucking mind. Bunch of kiddies talking shit, cause they don't know how to quit. All you fuckers suck my dick. If I'm pussy, suck my clit. If you asshole, suck my piss. If you breaker, suck my friend. If you don't know what are you, just look at your fucking slit. You're a pussy with a dick. It's a fucking magic trick. So you better take a pic, show it to your father's dick. Don't play with me, I'm a bomb, blowing up till the fucking stomp. All my songs are a fucking charm, running my own fucking swamp. I'm just getting fucking pumped, so be ready to be chopped. Don't be scared of fucking cops, taste of scared hoes fucking socks. Little kids been talking shit for a while. Bitch, you don't know for you, I'm a pedophile. Bitch, my songs already also fucking fire. Just imagine what I'll be after a while. Little kids been talking shit for a while. Bitch, you don't know for you, I'm a pedophile. Bitch, my songs already also fucking fire. Just imagine what I'll be after a while.
Okay. So I get it now. That's a very insane way to like diss somebody, but I get it now. Cause like if people are talking shit and you call them little kids, and then you're like, oh yeah, if you're little kids, I'm a pedophile. Insane fucking comparison, but I get it. I see where Collapse Boy was going with that. I don't know that I'd exactly go the same route, but I see the vision. Insane comparison for sure. I mean, definitely a little bit more on the like edgy, darker side, 100%. But I guess Collapse Boy made it work. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, referring back to their description, I know I released this week, but I want you to listen to this song. It's a little bit very different style for me. Name is a little bit, it's definitely insane. 2 months ago, so not like super, super old, but I do remember when they submitted this and I think the show ran late or something like that, and we didn't have time to get to, because we had listened to, I think we had listened to Villain, and we had definitely listened to Let Me Go. I think Let Me Go was like the first submission that we heard from Collapse Boy. I'm pretty sure. And ever since then, they've been going extremely hard, to be honest. Because we did Fucked Up, we did Nowhere, I believe we did Shining Pearl, but definitely an insane vision there. But I mean, Collapse Boy made it work, so I see the vision. Yeah, right. Like I get what he was getting at for sure. It wasn't like what you think off the title. Like I get it, analogies and whatnot. But let's talk instrumental. Prod by the homie Just Dan. Solid for sure. I like the choice. Like Collapse Boy mentioned, a little bit different from their usual vibe, which I think is fine. But they did good with it. Sometimes when you stick to like a certain genre and then you kind of branch out a little bit, it refreshes your mind, and it kind of gets you back to being sharper and gets you a little bit more looser. So the fact that they branched out is always a W for sure. So I like the instrumental choice off rip. Very like dark trap centered instrumental. So instrumental choice solid. Instrumental mix. Solid, to be honest with you. Melody's great. Vocals sound nice. Drums are solid, especially the 808. The 808's really solid. I think it hits nicely. Levels are really good on the instrumental. Nothing that I would like really, really switch on this one at all, to be completely honest with you. Like Ghost said in the chat, yeah, beat is super dark and it goes with it. I completely agree, yeah. Totally hits that like very, very dark feeling for sure. So As far as the mix goes, fantastic. Nothing I would ultimately change on this at all. Instrumental Shining Star, though, I mean, it's got to be the drums, but you know, the melody kind of sets the tone for like a little bit more of a dark mood. You know what I mean? So maybe the melody here could totally be up for a contender. But I do enjoy the drums a lot. The drums definitely like put that muscle behind it. So we're gonna say drums, but you could definitely say um you could definitely say melody too, for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. So a little bit older of a track. I mean, not exactly super old, only 2 months old, right? But since 2 months ago, Collapse Boy has progressed like a shit ton, which I think is fucking fantastic. You know what I mean? So one of these tracks is like really proving like how much they've actually improved their style, which I think is just like wow, man, wow. So for where it's at and when this track came out, solid. Not like super um on point, but not like super off putting either. You know what I mean? It definitely hits that like right middle ground for Collapse Boy. Not too loud either, not too low. Crisp, clean for sure. Levels are decent. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this. And then Collapse Boy kind of progressed their mix since this anyway. They do a a much more improved job when it comes down to their mix. So really all about just kind of improving as you go along. So for where this track is and when it came out, solid. Definitely solid for sure. Definitely no gripes with the vocal mix here. Vocal Shining Star though. Mm. Mm. Probably Flo and Kane's and delivery. I feel like Collapse Boy is getting a little loose on this one. Flo and Kane's and delivery for sure. I feel like even the flow and cadence was like one of the more interesting parts about this, and Collapse Boy kind of really going outside their element and going outside their usual box, you know. So flow and cadence and delivery for sure, but you could definitely say writing is like a close second. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Now, aesthetics here kind of explain the theme a little bit more now that we've heard the track, right? So I mean, obviously, say you have like your enemies and your ops right here, and they're little kids, and then there's you. I mean, an insane comparison, but I mean, like I see what Collapse Boy was kind of going for there. You know what I mean? I see the vision. Um, but as far as the aesthetics themselves go, really solid. Kind of disturbing, actually. Almost some shit you'd see in like a true crime show or something like that. You know, definitely for a single, definitely on point. Text in the middle. You have this insane like fucking beast in the background, bro. Parental advisory. Yeah, definitely perfect for a single for sure. Um, Overall theme. I mean, definitely a diss track. You know, definitely a diss track for anybody who really hates on Collapse Boy or Collapse Boy doesn't fuck with or anything like that. I definitely think it's a solid like um kind of like fuck you song. You know, definitely hits that route for sure. But also like you know really like it hits the nail on the head when it comes down to getting out of your element and kind of going in a different direction with your emotion, right? That's what I like about this one a lot because usually Collapse Boys kind of dive into the more emotional side, but this time it's a little bit more emotional when it comes down to anger and hate and kind of going a little bit in the opposite direction. So I feel like that's always good to tap into. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Collapse Boy. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They're only 4 followers away from 10. Of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They're only 3 followers away from 20. So show them some love. Word out, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Crazy how it looks. I agree. The monster is fucking crazy on that cover. I totally agree. I totally agree. But yeah. Very interesting direction for that, but I think it worked out for them. I definitely think it worked out for them for sure. So we left off with the homie Collapse Boy. Up next is the homie Most Dope Kimon. Now Kimon's been on a run in 2025, man. One of the most talented artists here that we've gotten the chance to react to here on the show, and one of the hardest working artists. You know, I definitely can't speak highly enough of Kimon for sure. But they submitted a official music video for "Your Love Is a Drug." I'm down. Because for those of you that have seen any recent episode of the Music Mondays podcast, Kimon has been king of the videos and the visuals, the visualizers, and it's just been a real treat to find an artist like this. A real treat for sure. This is an artist who just loves what they do. They love. You could just tell that this is an artist who's having fun, right? But Kimon, very talented hip hop artist, alternative hip hop artist, multi genre artist, if you will. Like I said, submitted a track titled "Your Love Is a Drug." Let's see what we got here. I'm down. All right, let's give it a quick pause. You guys know the drill. Go 720, full volume. 7 days ago. Lots of love in the comments. 1.2K vibes. So much work being put in. Yes, this person gets it. Slide. Shit hard. The shit's so fire. Fuck with you, bro. See, lots of love in the comments, man. Like, people see the vision. So Kimon's probably very motivated to keep going. You know what I mean? Very motivated. I'm excited to get into this one, man. All right. Full screen. Most dope Kimon. Your Love Is a Drug. Official music video. Let's go. He's so good. A true love ballad. A true love ballad here. A true love ballad. I like that one a lot. We've had similar tracks from Kimon, but this one kind of takes the cake as far as like a love ballad that's not like super corny. You know what I mean? It definitely hits that nice sweet spot of like just like talking about your emotions, but not making it dumb. You know? Well done. Well, like the highest I would probably be. Yeah, no, I definitely like the beat a lot, and for some reason, I don't know why I like those hats. I feel like if you pair them with that 808, for some reason I like it. For some reason, maybe it's the way that Kimon slid on it too, though. You know what I mean? For some reason, like if the 808 wasn't there, I probably wouldn't like the hats as much. But I do like those for some reason. I don't know why, but I know what you mean though, Ghost. I definitely know what you mean. For some reason, I do like it though. Weird, but I do think it's the 808. But regardless, this one's interesting. This one's very interesting. So, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall scratch that. Talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official music video for "Your Love Is a Drug." So, instrumental. So instrumental mix. Well, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Solid for where it's at, to be honest with you. solid. I mean, Ghost definitely pointed out a few smaller things there, but ultimately for where the instrumental's at, though, 808s included, vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would like ultimately switch up on this one too much, to be honest with you. I like the choice as well because Kimon kind of like has a very specific flavor when it comes down to these types of instrumentals. You know what I mean? It's like this alt like almost R&B plug and B kind of thing. It's got a mix of like a couple different styles. You know what I mean? Like a few different styles. So I like the choice off for it, but instrumental mix solid, definitely solid. Instrumental shining star. Drums are up there. I like the melody for sure. Sound selection's good. I think the thing that's gonna take the cake for me though, probably the structure. I like where it drops out and where it comes back in. I like how it's not too crazy of a structure, but it's still kind of sneaking in a bit of variety there as well. Yeah, I kind of want to go instrumental structure, the way it's structured out, for sure. I mean, melody's a close second, but let's go structure. Let's definitely go structure for sure. Down. I'm definitely down. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, very, very solid. Kimon has a really solid vocal mix. Whether they engineer their own vocals or they have another engineer kind of mixing everything down, I feel like their style of vocals really fits their instrumentals and really just fits their voice in general, They like somewhat of a decent amount of processing, right? Decent amount of effects, but it's not like too overblown as to where you're kind of diving into like hyper pop shit, you know what I mean? And like it's definitely not that. I feel like Kimon sticks to like that real specific like post process like flavor, and the vocals aren't like deep fried. They're still very clear, but it has enough effects on it as to where you're like, okay, like you kind of see like the melodic parts more, and you kind of see the vision. So I'm a big fan of their vocal mix, as especially like considering how much we've reacted to Kimon, right? I mean, got to be close to like 5 or 6 songs at this point, maybe even more. And their vocal mix is so consistent no matter what kind of instrumental they're working with, So that's what I really like about it. So I'm big on the vocal mix for sure. So vocal mix, very much on point. Vocal shining star. You could say writing for vocals for sure, but also flow and cadence and delivery though. I feel like flow and cadence and delivery is up there. Because Kimon's very relaxed on this instrumental, but also kind of like, taking the melodic route as well. So, I want to go flow and cadence and delivery, but you could argue writing too, though. You could definitely argue writing, but let's go flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Because I feel like Kimon really went out of the way for this one. So instrumental solid, definitely structure, vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Let's talk about the official video for Your Love Is a Drug. So, as we all know, and we've spoken about here on the show plenty of times, we know that Kimon is a visionary when it comes to the visuals, and their cameraman and their team are always really on point. But the thing I like about this one, right, is because we already know that Kimon's very comfortable on camera. We already know that Kimon really does a good job kind of setting the tone and like having a vision and where they want to film and what they want to film. But this one here, for this particular track, right, when it comes to these like emotional, kind of not like emotional, but it's more of a love ballad, right? I mean, we've all been here. Everybody kind of gets the butterflies for a chick once in their life or a partner once in their life, right? If you haven't, you're fucking nuts, and you probably will one day. But everybody kind of gets there, and this is Kimon's version of like how they feel about it, So when you want to go film a music video for something like this, right, and this type of topic and subject, right, you kind of want to go like, you want to kind of go a little bit more chill and a little bit more softer when it comes to the aesthetics, right? So that's why I really like the woods like park kind of feel at the beginning of the video, because it kind of has that like lonely kind of feel, as to where you're the only one, kind of expressing your feelings when it comes down to a certain topic, right? So a lot of these like wood shots are very essential to the mood of this song. Because if Kimon was like riding around in a whip or something, maybe it might have worked, or maybe like, like going to the mall or something flashy wouldn't have really worked for like what the song is. So Kimon's very smart for this, like going in the woods and kind of doing something like this, but also kind of like taking this like city approach, right? Where they're almost kind of like walking home, you know what I mean? Like they're almost like walking home like by themselves and going in like this like back alley and like chilling and smoking. Shit like this, it almost feels like a lonely video, you know what I mean? And all that's due to like the locations and kind of like the vision of it. Yeah, like see like right here. Like when you're walking home, it kind of does have that like, I'm going out to the bar by myself, shutting my phone off kind of thing, And you're just walking home by yourself super late at night thinking about whatever's on your mind. You know what I mean? And it gives me that feeling, almost like a movie-like feeling, So you can really execute any vision you want. I don't think budget should stop you, because Kimon's a very good example of that. If you have a certain vision for a track, you can compromise and actually still get the vision out and do it properly. So that's what I really like about this one. Shining Star is definitely the locations, for sure. I love the locations. And I think Kimon does a really good job kind of, really executing the visual style that they have. Truly. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, a huge shout out to the homie Kimon. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel. They're only 6 subs away from 80. So make sure you go sub to their channel, stay up to date with all their new visuals and music videos. And of course, make sure you go follow the homie Kimon on Twitter. They're only 10 followers away from 20. So go get them 20 on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a lot of good jazz is there on the channel. So again, make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. It's a good beat for sure. Just the hi-hat tone down a little bit. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, for sure. That's valid. That's definitely valid. Definitely valid. Yeah, I know, like, us as producers, like, we like, think about that shit so much, and, like, the average person would never even know it, you know what I mean? For sure. That's totally just, like, a us thing. I agree. 100%. Okay. Let's get into it. So, let's see, where you left off with the homie Kimon. Up next is the homie Super Saurus. It's been a while since we heard from this alternative crew, man. They submitted a track titled Fool for You. No caption, no nothing. Let's get into it. So like I said, Super Saurus, a very, very talented alternative group, have submitted Fool for You. Let's see what we got here. It's been a while since we heard from them. I think the last submission we didn't have time to get around to or something like that. I think the show was running late. But I'm definitely down. Definitely down. 2025, so super, super new here. February 14th, so literally only like barely a month old. I'm down. We got some lyrics here in description. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Super Saurus, Fool for You. Let's go.
Face down, look at the floor. I'm kinda nervous, way more than before. Hey, look, there's the door. Kinda closer than I will care for. Ironic, pathetic, I don't wanna think about it. Tiptoe, take it slow. I'm an idiot, I think you know. Tiptoe, round we go. And when the sun goes down, I know that her smile lit up the
wow.
room. She had a face to make a flower bloom. She was the smartest girl I knew, but she didn't have a clue. And her smile lit up the room. Words fall out my mouth, they go the wrong way, they spin round and round. Say things out aloud, I'm sorry if I'm out of bounds. Let's get silly, I know you wanna kill me, baby. Tiptoe, round we go, and when the sun goes down, I know that her smile lit
What the fuck?
she had a face to make a flower bloom. She was the smartest girl I knew, but she didn't have a clue. And her smile lit up the room.
Wow. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Hey, man. That's why we do this every single Monday. You know what I mean? That's why we do this every single Monday. To find all types of underground independent artists, no matter the genre. We're looking for tracks like that. Okay? That is fucking nuts. That is actually fucking nuts. End of the movie kind of feel. I agree. Like that's like more than music right there. That's very theatrical. Beats mix well. Yep, I agree. Vocal mix is super solid. Yep. Wow. Wow. Every once in a while, we'll get like insanely like hidden tracks like this. You know what I mean? Like just insanely hidden. Like got like 2K plays. Super Source is sitting at 500 monthly. You know what I mean? Like that's a very underrated track for sure. You know, that's a very very underrated track. Okay. Let's talk about it though. Let's break it down because this will be fun. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're talking about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of "Fool for You." Kind of another love ballad theme here, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix, flawless. I mean, like Ghost said in the chat, you know, literally took the words out of my mouth. Nothing clashing, too overbearing, nothing that like was like super in the way or anything like that. Especially when you're dealing with a live instrument-based instrumental, getting that to mix in general is, you know, sometimes annoying, but mixing it with vocals is even fucking crazier. So whoever engineered this, whether it be them or somebody else, they did a really good job for sure. Very crisp, clean, straight to the point. No gripes at all. Instrumental mix, very much on point. Instrumental shining star. Probably the drums, to be honest with you. I feel like the drums really kept up the pace here. Kept up the rhythm, the mood, you know what I mean? Just fast paced, just like makes you want to get up and move kind of thing. So I feel like the drums definitely take over here for sure. Although I do like the melodies. So, instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, just like the instrumental, very fucking solid. Especially for this kind of like alt pop, alt rock, kind of like fast paced style. The vocals need to hit this like melodic crispiness, but also not be like too deep fried either. So it definitely hit like a nice sweet spot for this kind of style of music for sure. So absolutely no gripes on the vocal mix whatsoever. Vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Well, the writing is fucking crazy. I will say that. Like the writing is fucking crazy. I will say that. But I think the thing that kind of really like really took over for me was the hook. And when the sun goes down, I know that her smile lit up the room. She had a face to make a flower bloom. She was the smartest girl I ever knew, but she didn't have a clue, and her smile lit up the room. Fool for you, I know a fool for you. Like that's fire. That is fire. Like that's a good hook. That's a good fucking hook. Simple, very effective, but like catchy, you know? So I'm gonna go with the hook. Writing's a close second, but the hook is crazy. Damn, they're from London as well. Shouts out London, man. Let's fucking get it. Shout out Super Source. Shout out all the UK homies, man. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, very much on point. I mean, I was looking at this cover earlier, and some of these very simple, like aesthetically pleasing covers are so fucking solid, especially for something like this where the song is so meaningful. Sometimes you just need something very minimalistic and simple, and this is totally that, especially for a single. Super Source in the top right, Fool for You bottom left. Kind of has this like pinkish blue color palette. You know, I feel like they did a really good job with this. Simple, straight to the point, but it lets the song kind of do the talking. You know what I mean? This is the definition of like cover art doesn't need to be that crazy if your music's like fucking banging. You know what I mean? So this is a great cover for a track like this for sure. Overall theme, relatively simple to be honest with you. I would quite literally say it's in the title. You know, fool, you know I'm a fool for you. Like sometimes, much like the Kimon track, sometimes you'll just meet a partner in life, you know, doesn't matter who or what. It's going to be one of those things where you're just like, not like in love, but like it's that butterflies kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just get a crush and you just start tripping, you know, you start stumbling over your words, you start sweating and shit, start like overthinking text messages and fucking getting all nervous and shit. You know, we've all been there. We've all been there. You know what I mean? And this is one of those tracks that really like kind of hammers that down, and You know, everybody's got their own version of it. So that's why, like, personally, I would always encourage artists to, like, write their own story, you know, about how you felt about a situation like this, you know, because we've all been there, you know. So, well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Super Source. Thank you so much for the submission. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Super Source on Twitter. They're only 10 followers away from 460. Make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, videos featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're pushing 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channel some love. Let's get it, baby. Oh, shit. All right, chat. Well done. Well done. That was a crazy ass track. Okay. So, up next, we left off the homie Super Source. And next in line is the homie Onwuka. Now, Onwuka, a very talented hip-hop artist, has submitted a track titled I Pull Up. Here's I Pull Up by Insomniuka and Lokia from Fatal Fate Tales. Lokia helps set this up with Crazy Baron, come in a little rant, and go off. Crazy Insomniac production. Okay. So this project is really, really crazy. We've reacted to, I want to say about like half of it or so, like maybe half. Somewhere around half or so, right? And this week we're diving into I Pull Up. So I Pull Up is track 4. So pretty early on in the project. Okay. Alright, bet I'm down. I'm definitely down. Alright, so we're back with more on Wuka. Let's get into it. I Pull Up. Let's go. Last track for y'all to scope. All set up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm down. Whoa. Okay.
Watch me, I'll be damn today, I'm not really popping. One good girl, I don't ever need options. Truly rap monogamy over squad chicks. Straight up to the top, yeah. FTP, I feel like popped it. Step to me and get like, never mind. Put the sin in the side, I'm living a better life. I put the pen in the sky and drew stars. I really feel I reside on Mars. Lost out of space, I turn page and wait, hold up. I can't think when I feel like y'all. Turn off the radio and play my songs. I'm a product of myself. What you call low, I mean for really. Yeah.
I pull up like your mama, y'all, when you get in trouble in school, you know what I'm talking about. I pull up like the riverboat brawl where they pummel those fools real tight.
Oh,
I pull
shit.
up like a winter float all bundled with jewels, you know what I'm saying? Shining while I hang like some morning man's. Watch me scoring this, check it out, one. It's time to Wuka pull up, kicking it low key. I run squads like Star Wars.
Whoa.
Ain't player mode, you know. I'm a goalkeeper, bro. Put the butts on my face just like a hoe, yeah. You have to swallow your hoe just like Yoshi. See my pockets bring it up, slamming like Nickelodeon. See now, all this world girl wanna get toasties. Patience doodles, baby. Wuka be like Kobe and pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Sports on the scenes, you're ready. Dream my energy, yeah, real guy. Got me yelling on the top floor, no problem, no drama. Want none, I'm an artist, give me song. I give you drum and walk, no string. Do my lead, I strum like.
Eyes rubble like, eyes rubble like, eyes rubble like. Woo!
Oh yeah, truly I don't care. 10 toe down, middle finger in the air like.
Yeah, like a solid, solid, hell shit.
Now it ain't fair. How you gon' flow like this? If you bring anything, I swear, I swear, I swear.
Okay. That was definitely insane. And like coming up with that in an hour is fucked. An hour is actually cooked. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, we definitely gotta break this one down. And Flo Cades is fucking nuts too. let's do this. So, time to break this one down, my friends. Time to break this one down. All right. Tried to follow suit. Thought the rant was cool. Switch up too. I agreed. The rant was like a good way to start that off because you started actually going off. So the rant is almost like a slow build. You know what I mean? All right. So, let's talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of I Pull Up. So, let's talk instrumental. A very interesting instrumental for just the instrumental itself, right? It's just a very interesting instrumental in general. But for Onwuka, it's definitely not a challenge. We've seen Onwuka kind of tackle instrumentals of all genres and all styles, for sure. So definitely not something that was out of the ordinary for Onwuka, you know. But definitely has a little bit more of like an alternative, like fast-paced style. It's very interesting. But I think Onwuka and crew definitely killed this. So I like the choice. Insomniac definitely killed it. Instrumental mix though, very interesting. A very, very interesting mix. For where it's at, not too crazy. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this one, to be honest with you. Yeah, thinking back on it, not too many gripes with this at all. For where the instrumental mix is at, definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star. I kind of want to say structure. But drums are definitely up there too. Structure could be a good one. Structure could definitely be a good one, for sure. Yeah, let's go structure. Let's definitely go structure. So, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk vocals. Now, vocal mix, especially for Onwuka. Man, you know, Onwuka has a very consistent vocal mix. But this one in particular, very crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point, especially with the flow and cadence added to it. Same thing with low. I felt like everybody was like relatively solid when it came to the vocal mix. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this, especially for a project that came out last year. You know, for where it's at, I definitely enjoy it 100%. Nothing to really gripe about or kind of tweak out about, you know. So, vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. You know, writing's up there. But I'm gonna have to go with flow and cadence and delivery. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go with flow and cadence and delivery just because Onwuka came through and just really fucking slid on this. You know what I mean? Like really slid. So I'm gonna go flow and cadence and delivery. All right, no, yeah. Fun fact: Loki added the spinning. Oh, okay, yeah, that's sick. Shout out Loki, man. That's sick. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Structure solid, yeah, I agree, Ghost. Definitely structure. Vocals, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. This is a project cover I've reacted to quite a few times, but again, one of my favorites from Insomniac, just because for a project titled Fatal Fate Tales, this definitely has that like fantasy fiction kind of storytelling kind of vibe. You know what I mean? And it definitely falls in line with a lot of their other projects as well, especially Onwuka's kind of aesthetics as well. I feel like this really goes with Onwuka's aesthetics. So for a full-blown project, I've always been a fan of this one. Definitely hits the nail on the head as far as like the fantasy, old school feel kind of goes. So, well done. I definitely like the aesthetics a lot. Per usual. Overall theme though. So taking the phrase "I pull up" and kind of twisting it into multiple different like multiple different versions, right, of like pulling up on your enemies or pulling up here or like pulling up on something, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of metaphors and a lot of very interesting bars in here, you know what I mean? So this is like more of like a fun, more high energy track that, you know, once you go back and listen to it, you're definitely going to pick up on a lot more writing, but also at the same time, it's definitely not one you want to dissect like a crazy theme for. This is definitely one where I feel like, the theme kind of lies within the lyrics and the writing and, you know, the actual skill of Onwuka and crew here, for sure. But definitely like a highlight on the project. I mean, for track 4, this is definitely like a good placement for it, for sure. Definitely. Because, I mean, Fatal Fate Tales, Luke Cage, Beast Bowen, and I Pull Up. Yeah, like all 4 of these are like high energy tracks, you know, a great way to like start off a project. definitely like a solid track 4 and like keeps the momentum going in the project itself. So that's one thing that's really solid about this. But well done, my friends. Well done. This is a W duo, Insomnia Wuka, man. Huge shout out to Onwuka. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter. They're quite literally only 10 followers away from 730. So make sure you go show them some love and a bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and channels some love. Get it. Salute, man. Thanks. Of course, man. Thank you so much for your submission. Let's fucking get it, baby. Let's get on, Onwuka. So, we left off with the homie Onwuka. Up next would be the homie Jordan, but we've already reacted to Jordan's submission over there at the start of the Music Mondays podcast because they are Music Mondays patrons. So, huge shout out to all of our current Music Mondays patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing love. Right. So, we've already reacted to Jordan, and up next is the homie Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, submitted a track titled Graveho, track 4 of their most recent project. So Braden's been back in action in 2025, dropping singles after singles, dropping smaller projects. And like I said, a multi-genre talented artist has submitted track 4 for All My Ox. And this is Graveho out of a 7-track project. So I'm down, man. I'm definitely down. Absolutely down. So it looks like we got a feature on here, too. All right, let's get into it. Braden, Graveho, let's go.
I don't care, little kid, I smoke. I go stupid, bitch, I know. On this beat, I'm tryna flow. They know that I'm the GOAT. In the backseat, smoking dope. You fell off like downward slow. You know about making bad. Can't get that through your head. Fuck me up, I'm so dead. Everybody hibernating, I ain't never slept. Talk to God, got me set. Now I don't ever rest. With my dog Johnny Test. They gon' see us as a threat. If I see another thought, I'm dipping. So much money in my pockets, I'm limping. If I'm laying in a rack, you don't know the fucking difference. You started from the bottom, that's why you don't have to listen. Rocks on my neck, they glisten. Why this chick always bitching? She ain't even know how to count the fucking digits. So you a bad shot, try to shoot, then you miss it. Yeah, then you miss. I remember me and bro never had this fucking piss. They ask me questions I don't know about, I'm all fucking with. But don't test me on my soul, I'm not the one you fucking with. Yeah, and you know my name is close, so that shit I'm leaving with. I feel posted and emotions in the fucking leader, yeah. My bro say okie dokie when I tell him have no fear. I'm just you focus on the fact that I might blow up in a year. Yeah. I would never ever do that. Texting me all caps, I ain't going through that, yeah. Never let this hoe get the best of me. Goddamn, I should like the what she do back there. Go, great flow, lame ho, case closed. This close, wait for my flow. Go get your own. Go, great flow, lame ho, case closed. This close, wait for my flow.
Wow. What an interesting duo there. We'll switch up. Wow. It's a very interesting duo. I kind of like them together. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like those two together are like really solid. You know, because Braden has that like grimy flow on these types of instrumentals, and adding like a melodic element to that is always sick. You know, so let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about 3 things here, my friends. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme track. So, let's talk instrumental. A very interesting like high energy like alt trap kind of like almost jerk like distorted style of instrumental. So lately Braden has been actually like destroying those and taking a real liking to that style. So I think that's sick, to be honest with you. So I like the choice. Braden kind of, is really comfortable on those as of recently. So I think that's awesome. But like I said, I like the choice. Instrumental mix, very solid. It kind of has that like intentional mud with the 808s, and then you add on the vocals to it, and it definitely has this like distorted kind of flavor to it. But I wouldn't say like super distorted or anything like that. I wouldn't necessarily like have any too many gripes with this one, to be honest with you, because vocals still sat nice, everything's still solid, everything still cuts through nicely, nothing super super clashy to overbearing. So I like where the instrumental landed on this one for sure. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the drums, right? Like the drums are just like such a major player here. It's got to be the drums, no? Absolutely has to be. I mean, melody's up there, but the drums just kind of take over on this. It's almost like a second feature. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go drums for this one. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, solid. Nothing super super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this, especially for like the mud and like the intentional like distorted style. I like this kind of direction for Braden. You know what I mean? And especially if they're having fun with it, I would just expand on it and kind of try to perfect it. But vocal mix definitely solid for where it's at for sure, all across the board, 100%. Not really a shocker, but something I always want to point out for anybody new here that never actually dove into Braden. Vocal shining star. I think writing's up there, but flow and cadence and delivery kind of takes it home for me. I mean, Braden really slid on this, and then it kind of dives into that melodic kind of style as well. So probably flow and cadence and delivery, even though writing is a close second. But definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I spoke a little bit about the 4 Mile or All My Ops cover, but this one I liked a lot because, again, simple, straight to the point, but those IRL pictures always hit really nicely. But when it comes down to Braden, their blue aesthetic here has been really, really solid for their last few drops, to be honest with you. Like, they do really well with this. And again, like I always say, there's no written rule. You don't have to keep it consistent. You can switch up your covers all you want. But when you do execute it in a way that you like it, it can turn out like this, which looks pretty sick. You know what I mean? So the aesthetics are definitely on point, especially for a project, for sure. Overall theme for Graveho. Very much a simple, for All My Ops, the more that we kind of dive into this, it's kind of one of those projects that's like just dissing all the people that you don't fuck with and the people that like don't fuck with you and that whole sort of thing, right? So I feel like Braden had a lot to get off their chest when it came to like beef and like real life shit, you know what I mean? So this project is definitely like what the title says, for All My Ops. But as far as Graveho goes, it's definitely one where I wouldn't dive too deep into a theme, right? It's definitely one where you got to appreciate the lyricism and the writing and Braden's skill here for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Braden. Thank you so much for the submission. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Braden on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter. They are quite literally only 8 followers away from 10. So make sure you go show them some love in the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, my friends. So, with that said, that does conclude episode 219 of the Music Mondays podcast. Massive, massive shout out to everybody that tuned in, showed love, submitted, all that good jazz. You guys are fucking wonderful human beings and artists and creators. Thank you. Let's close it out, man. Let's give some shout outs. Let's talk about what's coming over the course of the next week or so. Talk about submissions. Let's do all that good jazz. So, let's show some love here, man. Let's show some love. So, first off, let's sound off about the chat. Let's go show some love to the chat tonight. You guys are fucking super duper active in here tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you. To anybody who lurked and chilled, even if you just kind of lurked, we appreciate it, and just throwing up the viewer. We appreciate you here at Music Monday. Thank you. But with that said, a huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Thank you so much, Ghost. Huge shout out to homie Pez. Much love, Pez. Huge shout out to homie Onwuka. Much love, Onwuka. And anybody else that lurked and chilled, man. The viewership has been really solid for the show. Especially as far as like spring goes and like 3 months into 2025, really solid. So huge shout out to all you guys that come through and support the show, man. We're always going to be improving the show, so huge shout out to everybody that does support, man. Now, let's go show some love to everybody that did submit tonight, because you guys are fucking wonderful human beings as well. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons that submitted tonight. The homie TDG, Jordan, and Laveris, and the rest of our Music Mondays patron, Kruker, King Mark, Ryuki, and anybody else who's following the Music Mondays patron. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. The homie Lucha Libro, Pez, Sin, Most of Kimon, Super Source, Ghost, TDG, Collapse Boy, Marco Pernice, Braden, Offspring Mysterious, Mavs, Jordan, Onwuka, Laveris, Vix, and the homie Jacob. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. So let's see here, my friend. All right. So with that said, let's talk. So again, massive shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in and showed love. You guys are fucking amazing. Submissions will be live for episode 220 tomorrow, actually. So our next show will be on quite literally a week from today, which is the April 7th. So again, massive shout out to all of you wonderful individuals. And if you'd like to submit for next week's episode 100 or 220, make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays. Submissions will be live tomorrow, April 1st. No, that is not a joke, even though it is April Fool's Day. So again, make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date with everything that we have going there. Like I said, submissions open for episode 220 tomorrow. So again, keep your eyes peeled and keep your eyes open for that. And of course, you can find this episode of Music Mondays on all audio platforms this Thursday. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. And then you can find it on YouTube this Saturday as well. And you can stream all the Music Mondays episodes, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. And of course, I announced the Music Mondays Patreon update tonight. So you guys will be seeing that on social media this week. So again, keep your eyes peeled for that, because that's going to be an awesome drop. And of course, we'll be uploading that YouTube segment here tonight as well. And of course, we'll be uploading the show on Patreon, and we'll be tweeting out the top 3 artists of tonight's episode as soon as the show goes off air. So like I said, keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you follow us on socials at All Music Mondays. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, Tumblr, wherever you're at, we are at. So make sure you go follow Music Mondays on your preferred platform. Okay, so that's about it, my friends. Like I said, we'll be live for episode 220 next Monday per usual, but I stream 5-6 days a week. Make sure you come pop through, come chill with the kid, watching YouTube videos, doing some more speedrun shit. We're running a competition right now over at Any Horror Speedruns. We have a whole lot of good jazz going on. So make sure you come stop by the stream and say what's up. And of course, make sure you tune into Music Mondays episode 220 next Monday. And of course, follow, subscribe below, everything linked below. All my socials, all the Music Monday socials are linked down below. So go check out all those and make sure you go show those some love. And of course, it's been your boys, Om Slaves, my friends. Massive shout out to everybody that tuned in, showed love, and came through, man. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. And like I said, we'll be live tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Music Mondays Podcast, episode 220. It's been your boys, Om Slaves. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. And I love you. And we'll see you tomorrow and next week for the Music Mondays Podcast. Let's get it, baby.